this, cause some people them I keep waiting for. This one's called the Outlaw. Wow, say about me, ride the rhythm like no riding a bike. You know me, murder me chatter when me chat on the mic. Show this artist to keep them rocking till a broad daylight. And here come this escape club to rock it tonight. Say, live it up, live it up. Live it up, live it up. But if you're out, you know so the cool I'm on with a bubble not one like me. See me stomach on my crease, for me walking like new. Let my rhythm off the bed, let my stay so cool. Say pray, 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 but I miss the rock it all day. And if you're in the way, I always say watch how you stay. Put your flags in the air and march them up and down. You can live it up all over the town. And turn to the left, turn to the right. I don't care as long as she comes tonight. She's so mean, but I don't care. I love her eyes and her wild, wild hair. Dance to the beat that we like best. Heading for the 90s, living in the wild, wild west. Wild, wild west. The wild, wild west. Wild west. Oh, wild west. Wicked wild, wild. Wicked wild, wicked wild, wicked wild, wild west. Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want nada. None of this. Six gunning this, brother running this. Buffalo soldier. Look, it's like I told you. Any damsel that's in distress, be out of that dress when she meet Jim West. Roughneck, so go check the law on the by. Watch your step will flex and get a hole in your side. Swallow your pride. Don't let your lip react. You don't wanna see my hand where my hip be at. With Artemis from the start of this, running the game. James West, taming the West. So remember the name. Now who you gonna call? Not the GB. Now who you gonna call? If you ever riff with fever wanna bust, break out before you get bum rushed at the Wild Wild West. When I roll into the Wild Wild West. When I stroll into the Wild Wild West. When I bounce into the Wild Wild West. Cisco, Cisco. Once upon a time in the West, madman lost his damn mind in the West. Love less, kidnapper down, nothing less. Now I must put his behind to the test. Then through the shadows, in the saddle, ready for battle. Bring all your poison, here come the poison. Behind my back, all that riffing you did, front and center. Now where you lip at, kid? Who that is? A mean brother, bound for your health. Looking damn good though, if I can say it myself. Told me Loveless is a madman, but I don't fit that. He got mad weapons too, ain't trying to hear that. Trying to bring down me, the champion. When y'all clowns gon' see that it can't be done. Understand me, son, I'm the slickest they is. I'm the quickest they is. Did I say I'm the slickest they is? So if you barking up the wrong tree, we coming. Don't be starting nothing. Me and my partner gonna test your chest, Loveless. Can't stand the heat to get out the wild, wild, wild west. When I roll into the wild, wild west. When I stroll into the wild, wild west. When I bounce into the wild, wild west. We're going straight to the wild, wild west. We're going straight to the wild, wild west. into the Wild Wild West. When I stroll into the Wild Wild West. When I bounce into the Wild Wild West. We're going straight to the Wild Wild West. We're going straight to the Wild Wild West. Can you feel it? Come on, come on, yeah. Keep it moving, keep it moving. To any outlaw trying to draw, thinking you're bad, any drawing on West best with a pen and a pad. Don't even think about it. 6 gun weighing a ton, 10 paces and turn just for fun. Sun up to sundown, rolling around, see where the bad guys are to be found and make them lay down. The defenders of the West, crushing on pretenders in the West. Don't mess with us, cause we in the Wild Wild West. When I roll into the Wild Wild West. When I stroll into the Wild Wild West. When I bounce into the Wild Wild West. We're going straight to when I roll into the Wild Wild West. When I stroll into the Wild Wild West. When I bounce into the Wild Wild West. We're going straight to the Wild Wild West. We're going straight to the Wild Wild West. Come on. When I roll into the Wild Wild West. When I stroll into the I done it again, y'all. Done it again. Big Will, Drew Hill. Big Will, Drew Hill. The Wild Wild West.
And we rolling into the Wild Wild West. Hey, we started off with Escape Club doing Wild Wild West. Then we finished it up with Will Smith and his version of Wild Wild West featuring Drew Hill and Cool Mo D. And a little bit of Stevie Wonder too. And that might have been the best thing that came out of that whole movie. Mechanical Spider, no. Kenneth Branagh with spider legs, no. No, actually, that movie was pretty bad. It sucked pretty hard. I gotta say that. So tonight is going to be a Kaduntless night. So she's not feeling well and decided to kiss the pillow early, which I respect that. So it's going to be me rambling for just a little bit. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. It just depends on who decides to pop in. Who wants to keep me company for a little bit while I ramble on and sing my song. I do like the new graphic though. The Wild Wild IRS. And that's and that's a great meme head of me. That fits really well on that one. And Cadunt looks pretty good too. Yeah. So let me do some good mornings, and we'll hop right onto the regular screen, shall we? Good morning, Tyro. And he's heading to bed, so good evening as well. Good morning, Michael Hatfield. Good morning, Turish. And good morning, Evil Dead Ed. And let me do this. I will pull in Samaj. I will pull in. Well, no, I won't pull in. He just magically popped in. Good morning, Samaj. Good morning, Macog.
Barely staying awake, but I saw you were going there. Heard something about being lonely and went, oh, well, I guess I'll pop in.
I'm definitely, I'm definitely soloing. Cadunt's really not feeling well. And it's been something that's been ongoing for a little while. So, sometimes sleep can be the cure. I can't definitively say that, but, I know me getting up in age, the more the wrinkles come on, the more I am reassured that a nap is a right and moral thing to do.
Guess so. I've always I always like having naps, but I've come to realize that it's not a good thing because it really messes up with your sleep schedule. And trying to go to bed at your usual time just isn't really feasible.
Well,
Doesn't
now
yeah.
I don't know. It's like there's only one room in the house that has air conditioning, and so
Mhm.
especially through the summer, I'll get to the day where I'm heated up. Sometimes I'll go out on the porch and just watch the ghetto life because that can be entertaining. But I when I get down and starts getting sweaty because it's I live in what they call the sinus valley, so there's always humidity here, and just like a 1 or 2 hour nap, even just laying on the bed and drying off, um I consider that nappage.
Okay.
But
Well, I guess it's only like an hour. It's not a big deal.
by the way, good morning to Mr. Vladimir, and good morning, Pinoid. Um,
Sleep is the enemy of ambition and success.
well, what is it? The big lore behind Thomas Edison was that his brain was just always on a higher level of functioning, so he would force himself to take like 2 hour cat naps. He never really like tucked himself in and slept for 8 to 10 hours. He'd just get like little cat naps in, boom, wake up and go back to working on whatever the hell he was doing.
Yeah, he was a micro sleeper.
I've never even tried something like that. It sounds terrifying. I don't know if you could properly function on that kind of a sleep schedule.
I would honestly get delusional. I know I've had jags of sleeplessness, of insomnia that have gone for my longest one was like 2.5 days where I could not get to sleep, and things started getting weird.
Wow, really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Man, I'd love to go 2.5 days without sleep.
It
Then finally get some sleep. I usually go like 3 days, 4 days sometimes.
now
My brain don't shut up.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask because oh, by the way, Pinoid in the chat says tell Magog I said hi.
What's up, Tom?
He's dealing with there was a family member that passed, so yeah, but
Condolences.
he's following the rule. IRL always greater than IRS. Take care of your business, brother. You got an open
Yeah,
invite.
but he's in the chat right now. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
I'm sorry to
Listening on
hear
his
that.
phone.
Now let me ask.
Go handle your business.
Is it just a mental thing, or because I know there's a lot of guys that served, and I know a lot of them. I've had several discussions about PTSD causing insomnia.
I don't have PTSD.
But I mean, have you ever met anybody like that?
Yeah, of course. I have all kinds of friends who have it. All the shit that I saw over there really didn't bother me that much.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. It's not that it didn't bother me on like a moral level, but I guess I just shut it off. I don't think about it. I don't dream about it. I mean, every now and again, I might, my OCD might get set off or something, and I have to like clean everything. But yeah, that's kind of a positive benefit if you think about it. So I don't end up living in filth.
Well,
Like I've always been a very clean person, but after Iraq, it like quadrupled.
so
like
okay.
the worst.
My insomnia stems from the fact that I've always got something going on in my head. Before the strokes, it was like 6 to 8 ideas or things that were just. I mean, they loop it's like a fucking 8-track, you know. It just and we go into the next one. We go into the next one, and I can't shut my mind down until I ran into Ambien. It was basically I would drink myself into a stupor and just pass out.
I don't take drugs or drink all that much, so
What's your gimmick? What do you use to get yourself to sleep?
nothing. I don't sleep.
Wait,
I'm an insomniac. I don't sleep. That's kind of the point of being an insomniac.
well, yeah, but I mean, eventually, the tank runs out of gas.
Yeah, that my body just naturally shuts down when it's like, okay, man, enough's enough. And I don't even have dreams or anything like that. Nothing in my head to keep me awake. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out. But sometimes that can be 2-3 days, you know.
Yes.
I'm just a really hyper creative person, and so like I can't stop my brain from thinking of stuff, and it's usually not even like things I have to do the next day. Like I know a lot of people who work like a 9 to 5, and you know they start getting in their head, oh, tomorrow when I wake up, I better get out the door quicker than usual because I have that big meeting, and they start stressing, and that keeps them awake. Me, I just start weaving stories or painting landscapes in my head, and it just won't stop. It's just always there. It's just a constant fucking cauldron of bubbling ideas.
Yeah,
and,
I do that too.
stuff, so.
I'll work on kind of like a logic problem or work out a scene in one of my stories, and I'll just keep thinking about that, trying to focus on it, and it's kind of like one of those trance states, you know.
Yeah, but you can't sleep when you're interested in what you're thinking about. I have one little trick that I used to use in Iraq to help me get to sleep.
Masturbation,
which wasn't that often because I was pretty exhausted doing convoys. But anyway, on times when I couldn't sleep, I started doing really mundane tasks in my stuff that I'm not really interested in, but you do it, and it's kind of like counting sheep. It puts you right out if you really focus on it. My problem is sometimes I can't focus on it. I'll give you an example. I used to fall asleep building a house in my head, and I'm not talking about designing it. I'm talking about, you know, there's the first brick, there's the second brick, there's the third brick, there's the fourth brick, and you start building it in your head, and by the time you have a foundation, you're fucking out.
yeah. I do the trick like if there's a scene in my head that I'm trying to write, I will literally, in my mind, of course, walk away from the action and just start noticing the surroundings. You know, like say if they're at a campfire, you know, I basically walk back into the woods, or you know, I'm looking up and counting the stars in this fantasy world, and that usually helps me drift.
Yeah, it's those little mundane things, but some people see insomnia as a bad thing. I don't necessarily see. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it sucks to not get sleep.
Well,
But I guess it depends on the type of life you live, because personally, with me being a YouTuber and basically the way I make my money is off of my creativity anyway, if I gotta stay up all night to work on something, I'll do it, but it's not like I have some sort of set schedule. As long as I do videos and I do my live streams and my fans are happy, I can sleep in if I need to, or grab a nap in the afternoon if I absolutely need to, because I haven't slept in 2 days, and I can just sleep when I want, eat when I want, and that's honestly a really great life. Like, I have no complaints. I would hate my insomnia if I had a 9 to 5 and I had to get up at 8 every morning or something. You know? It would my insomnia would drive me insane, because I'd have to go to work and I'd have to clock in and be like, great, now I have to survive work.
yeah. I
Well,
always tried to take the latest shift possible. And like,
you don't always get a choice. Like, for instance, when I was in college, I took the classes that I could, and one of those classes started at 8 in the morning. And it was like, I was miserable that fucking semester because I lived so far away from the school that I had to leave my house at like 6.
Oh,
You know, because of morning traffic into Little Rock. I had to leave at like, well, I had to wake up at 6 and leave about 6:30 in order to get there before 8. It's like, fuck this. I hate it. I'll never take an 8 o'clock class ever again.
When I started college in my first year, I took a full schedule. So I was there at 8 a.m. and it was either some type of PT or weightlifting. That was important for like the first hour. That kind of helped me wake up. And then I went to dance class. And good God, I mean, yeah, I could probably get on Soul Train because I'm kind of like a 70s dancer. But oh, good God, you know what they were trying to teach us were like, you know, ballet moves and shit. And I'm just like, never have been, never will be a ballet balance kind of guy. And then my next class, I shit you not, was a breathing class. You literally got to go there and lay down and practice your breathing.
That's a class.
That was a class. And then I had acting class after that.
Well, more importantly, that was a class that you took?
I aced that motherfucker. I tell you what.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I fucking hope so. Anybody with a heartbeat should fucking ace that class.
Yeah, but that was a class that we had to take because they're like, well, this teaches you how to control your breathing when you're singing, and then you can vary it to make sure that you're like being actory, you know? And it's just like, you know, when I get a script, I read it, I figure out what the character's supposed to be, and I do it exactly like Sir Laurence Olivier. I don't know. Have you ever seen the Marathon Man? Okay. Yeah. Dustin Hoffman is a method actor. And he stayed up for like 3 days because, you know, the whole gimmick of it is these people think that Dustin Hoffman has this information. And so he's on the run the whole time. And he got the set for the dentist scene with Sir Laurence Olivier. And he's all tired, and they're having to do, you know, they're having to do retakes and all this shit. And in the middle of it, Hoffman comes up and goes, "I don't know how you do that. That's just amazing. How do you prepare?" And Laurence Olivier just looked at me and goes, "It's acting, my boy. You act."
Yeah. I sometimes get bogged down with like questions that I can't answer, and that'll keep me awake. Like questions like, is there a God? How big is the universe? And where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
She is not in San Diego. I'm sure that I have a friend. He knows things.
She's currently on Netflix.
I haven't watched the new one.
Yeah.
Have you?
No. I saw the trailer and I instantly didn't like it. Someone told me a synopsis, and I'm done. I'm not bothering.
I'm honestly waiting for Joker to come out.
What's funny is she's, I think in the new one she's the good guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that. Like, she was such a popular character, but the games were that you were trying to catch Carmen Sandiego because she stole shit. Like people forget that she was the bad guy.
Yeah. Well, she was designed to be an educational character to teach you about geography and history.
Yeah, but to make it also, to make it exciting. So it's like the bitch would steal the pyramids, and it's like, what the fuck? How do you steal pyramids?
Well, I still remember the old cartoon show and the theme song they had going there. They had all this very different imagery, and towards the end, she was trying to steal the Statue of Liberty. Mm-hmm. And I just thought the ambition of this woman, holy hell! It was always good.
At least she wasn't a Mary Sue, She had flaws. You could catch her,
Well, yeah. I mean, like every episode was supposed to be her ending up in jail because you go and you question or capture her associates, wherever she was. You had to get your warrant, of course. That show, it was entertaining, especially on consumable adult things. By the way, Michael Hatfield says, I love the world Magog created. I look forward to all of his content.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty awesome. Thanks, Michael. But well, yeah. Speaking of that, how's it going with SideQuest?
Yeah, it's going fine. We're well into the season now. I think we've got 12 episodes in, and all new people, and got new graphics, and we're still trying to kind of learn how to work together with the new people and stuff. But I think it's going pretty good, and yeah.
I'll be honest. I haven't caught all of them, but I am curious, just because of the process. Because there are people who definitely click, and it's nice to see you doing the switch around and putting different people together and seeing if you can grease the cogs for everything to roll by. I'm really enjoying that process.
It's coming together. Yeah, we got a different cast on Sunday, Friday, and Monday, and a lot of that has to do with other people. Some of the cast members' personal lives too. Some people have jobs and can't do Friday or Sunday or something, so they're on the Monday show. But that also helps with changing it up a little bit and making it funny in a different way each time.
By the way,
I really enjoy working with SideQuest.
By the way, good morning to Vash. Welcome to the stream.
Good morning.
I will say, can I call my favorite character so far out of the new crew? Because I always like Erilyn. I always think that she's hilarious. You, of course, that goes without saying, but I guess it's said anyway. But
me and Erilyn are the OGs.
But out of the noobs, I like what Arcater's doing. He's got that weird, dry sense of humor that just really has an incredibly strange balance to it.
Yeah.
I like the juxtaposition of Arcater as Arcturus, and I like what he brings to the show, and I like that he is able to run the Sunday show all by himself without me. But I also feel like because his jokes take longer to set up and he has that dry sense of humor, he sometimes gets pushed aside by some of our more energetic members. And that's just us trying to figure out how to work together. I'm definitely, we're working towards, when Arcater starts to say something, let him get something out.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are only a dozen episodes in, and you have, is it 6 players total?
Yeah.
You got to find what clicks, and it's kind of nice because, you're going to get all different types of humor. That was one of the reasons why I enjoyed Beard Barian so much, because you never knew what was going to come out of his mouth, and he had different sets of jokes, different speeds that he ran at, depending on what the topic was. You did the exact same thing, but
well, me and Beardy and Weepo and Erilyn, we all work together so well right out the gate that we were almost like a dream team. Everybody was so good at improv.
Weebo blew me away. I had no idea. Yeah. I mean, I had her do a nursey for Doctor on Call, and she just came in. She was so professional, and I'm just like, this is incredibly weird. But the joke that she was delivering, because of course I write all the jokes, not necessarily that good, but I didn't have any problem because I knew that she was going to do the best job possible. And
she's a very talented and professional.
And she's so fucking young. That pisses me off.
And and I miss her. I really do. I really wish she hadn't have been forced off the show by life circumstances. But
I
I can't put a. I like the new people I'm working with. I really do. I love how Arcater is got that dry sense of humor that juxtaposes my more rambunctious style. I like that Erlen's got her life circumstances figured out, so she's a lot more funnier now and can do a lot more stuff. And I like that Lyra is like this confused, lost child that just gets completely and utterly corrupted by us while on stream. And I like how Joker's like a dirty old man, and and Spooky's like this big titty goth chick that just she goes between sweet little innocent girl next door and total slut in 8.7 milliseconds. I like the balance of it all. We complement each other really well, but we still have to learn how to really work together without interrupting each other and things like
yeah,
that.
that all comes in time, definitely. By the way, good morning to
With improv.
by the way, good morning to Assault Lick. Good morning, Ghost Dog 999, and good morning, Daytwa. By the way, I know I didn't mention it, but the Stream Boss Battle, the Intergender Champion of the World, is still Turish, and he is on day 7. This is day 7. Now, he's already in the Hall of Immortals with a 9-day victory, 9-day title reign. But I think he's got his eye on becoming the GOAT, which is the greatest of all time. And so we're on day 7. So it's pretty exciting. We got like 4 days.
He's still
Yep.
going. Jeez, nobody's taken him down yet.
No, I mean there were a couple of dings, and he dinged back, but it's gonna be. I'm just hoping everybody's having fun with it, because I really enjoyed the shit out of making the graphic for the Hall of the Immortals, and I don't know any better way that I can say thank you when somebody throws money to essentially immortalize them on screen permanently. I think that's pretty awesome. Michael's saying every season has been good in their own way, but Magog, Beardy, Thief, and Fairy was the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, we
OG
just
cast. Yeah.
yeah the cast that came after the original season, which was just me, Beardy, and Vampy. But man, when Thief and Fairy joined the show, and it just became like a whole other thing, or with me and Beardy. I mean, he's so good at improv. It isn't even funny. He's on point with his puns. He can break out in song. Then you have the Fairy, who's just drunk and kind of slutty. Then you have the Thief, who's like this just bubbly personality, mixed with kind of a little dark side humor. And then you had me, of course, the handsome and successful, charismatic member of the show.
Really?
It just worked. It just worked really well, Just, and that's not saying anything negative about my current cast.
But we
I
all,
like working with
we all
them
know
too.
who the glue is. It's Poe.
Yes, they're still the Poe fans out there, yeah. Even though I'm Poe.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Turish, when Kadunt knows, and when she gets well again and gets back on the show, she promised she would call you a whore. Good morning to Joshua Janice, and good morning to Toya Ain't Nice. But yeah, that's
it's been a long road getting moved in at the new place and getting set up back for regular videos too. And I don't have as big a set as in my apartment, simply because I don't have a whole living room now. Because I want my living room for actual living space, and so I'm just using one of my spare bedrooms, or my spare bedroom. There's only 2 bedrooms in this place, but it's a smaller set, and I'm building up to trying to build the studio building, which will be 900 square foot of just filming space. I'm talking green screen wall, fully 180 sets, the works, you know. But that's going to take some time and some funding.
Well, but
At least I'm out of that crap apartment and I'm living up here on my land, and it feels great, you know. I love it.
well, but you seem comfortable.
It's just been a lot of work, and I've had to, you know, downgrade a lot of the time I spent on social media. So there's a lot of people out there that I haven't talked to in a while, and some of the old YouTube acquaintances probably are wondering where the fuck I'm at because I haven't talked to them in a long time. And I hate to, you know, just drop out of people's lives like that, but man, getting moved in up here has been a pain in my ass since day one.
Well,
So-
but we knew you were doing business. So, I mean, that's like I've always said, the major principle that runs for IRS is IRL always greater than IRS. You know, if you gotta do shit in real life, you know, you'll be able to get back to the fake life on the YouTubes, but you know.
Sure. And I am back now. I've been doing videos solid now for 2 weeks. 3 videos last week, 2 videos so far this week, and I've been keeping up. My fans are happy. I think I don't know if I'm growing in subs because YouTube took away that ability to see sub counts.
Really?
Yeah, what they did was they changed it to where it only shows you 3 numbers. So instead of the direct amount, I see, you know, like, or if you go to my channel, it says 29.3K.
Yeah, that's they did like this verification thing too, where you have to have like a gray bar.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait a minute. Let
Yeah.
me take a look.
they took away.
Let me take a look at my
They
homepage.
took away a lot of channels' verifications. You know?
Yeah, they're going the way of Twitter right now, and that's bad.
Yeah, it's blue check mark. The cool kids.
From what I've heard, Twitter's also like doing a purge right now.
Well, see, I've never had a check mark. So,
Yeah, I never got verified.
Yeah.
I don't get you don't get verified until you hit 100,000 subs anyway.
100,000? Fuck.
Yeah, you don't get that. You don't get that check mark until you hit 100K. So like when you that's why it's weird. Like when you see like Undoomed hop in your chat. Like Undoomed sometimes catches side quest, and he'll hop in and say something. His name has a fucking check mark next to it.
Oh, that's because
You know, and it's because he's over 100K.
that's because he's
you know?
undoomed. He's another one of those talented motherfuckers. People don't believe his skills, but shit.
Just watch the intro to SideQuest.
Well, he did the music too, didn't he?
No, he did the music for the end
Okay.
credits. But I chose a different song for the opening sequence because it matched the lettering he did for me much better, and I loved how it ended up being so epic, and then it's just us talking shit for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Now I did all the artwork. I did all the poster, you know, the wanted posters and all that stuff, and added it and put it all together. But he did the lettering for me, the 3D animated lettering, and it's good to have friends.
Yeah, it's brilliant stuff. I mean, it's so funny. I do a lot of stuff BTS because I'm bored. What the hell else am I going to do? And one of my big things is, okay, I will do this for you, but here's the catch: you can't tell anybody that I did it.
Well, he's above everybody else for the most part because he also works in the industry. It's his job. He's a video editor.
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah, I've been trying to schedule him for Doctor on Call since it's been like a year, and
I could probably expedite that. Man, I am.
Well, we had him set. And then he was like, hey, this job just came up. And I'm like, I'm not getting in the way of your money, brother. Go. We'll get this set.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, sometimes he'll get a job and he'll work on it for 40 days and I won't hear from him. But I'm sure there's always a way to eventually get him on. You just gotta kind of keep poking at him a little bit and being like, hey, man, what you up to this weekend? Like, are you still working?
Well,
you don't want to like over bother him, but you definitely You need to try harder than like an occasional message once a month. You're never gonna get a hold
Yeah,
of him
you
that way.
gotta pester him.
That man gets messages every fucking day.
Oh, yeah.
His notifications are always like 99 plus every time he opens up Twitter. He doesn't even see them all. So
Oh no.
I'm just glad I had the time to talk with him whenever he was on Suit Yourself's live stream, because he gave me a lot of pointers for editing.
speaking of, I haven't talked on Doomed in a while. I wonder how my buddy's
Well,
doing.
I'm
He's back. He's doing live streams again.
well.
Yeah,
I'm definitely saying that he's not the longest person that I've been chasing. I'm coming up on over a year and a half. I've been trying to get the Kyoto brothers booked. They're the guys who made the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
yeah.
That would be dope.
Well, there's three of them, and it's funny because one of the wives is the secretary. So I'll do my regular monthly call in, and she's like, "Well, no, they're doing this for Disney right now, or they're at such and such theme park." And one of the big things that they do is they help to make the animatronics for different amusement parks.
Now you and I know I've told you this before, but you still don't listen to me. But you've made like one of the most fatal mistakes on YouTube.
What's that?
Like your main show gets buried by all these like insomnia streams that hardly anybody really is going to sit through. You might get a few people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's not an audience for the insomnia streams, but how are people supposed to find your doctor on call when they get buried by these 4 or 5 hours sometimes long live streams that you do almost every night? And it's like, dude, get a different channel for that insomnia stream, man. Like, you need to really like clean up your main channel, because you deserve a lot more subs and a lot more recognition. You do one of the best interview shows that I personally have seen on
I appreciate that.
and you get all these wonderful guests, and then they're just gone. It's buried behind weeks and weeks of fucking insomnia ramble streams, and it's like, dude, you're never gonna get anybody to watch these interviews, man. You're burying your fucking
Yeah,
shit.
I just split them up and have playlists for them.
Nobody ever two things. Nobody ever clicks on playlists unless they're sub to you, and two, unless they're already a fan, and two, YouTube algorithm is not going to recommend videos not videos. They don't recommend playlists, so you're never going to get it seen. You don't attach hashtags to it, so none of the doctors on calls are linked together by message.
Oh yeah, I hashtag the shit out of them. Yeah.
Really? When did you start doing that?
First show.
I don't see any hashtags.
Oh, I don't do the blue hashtags.
Blue hashtags above the title.
Yeah, because I didn't learn how to do that until way later. But that's one of the things I was thinking about, going back and just rehashtagging everything.
Yeah, you have to embed them in order for the YouTube algorithm to link them to other things. So, like, let's say your main show, Doctor on Call, you embed hashtag Doctor on Call, or Doctor is in, or Doc Griffin, and you embed them in the description so that they appear in blue above the title. When someone clicks on one of your videos, YouTube uses that hashtag metadata to recommend all the other Doctor on Calls.
Interesting.
Well,
because they're not gonna just auto recommend another video of yours. They don't do that anymore. It used to be when you clicked on a Magog Morskar video, over and to the right, it would show another video by the user you're currently watching. But then it would have all this other shit recommend to you, right? Well, now YouTube recommends things based on your watch habits, unless there's metadata embedded.
Yeah, I know. I usually get like when you're looking down on the list, I usually get like 5 or 6 Doctor on Calls.
That's because it's
Yeah.
you, and you're always on your channel. So YouTube's like, this is your watch habit because you also have the watch link open while you're streaming. It thinks you're watching yourself, and so I do it all the time too. I'll click on a video and there'll be like 6 or 7 Magog videos, but that's because I spend a lot of time on my own channel. That's how YouTube's doing things now.
That's semi-retarded.
Yeah, it is. It makes it really hard to grow as a small YouTuber because a lot of people are only seeing the people they watch most pop up on the side instead of new content and possibly new channels. So you have to connect that metadata with other social media too. You're talking Twitter, Minds, Facebook. Use the same hashtags on Twitter that you do in the video, and it links them. And before you know it, it builds kind of like this web of metadata that leads back to your content.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah,
No, that's the point. It's the good thing. That's the good thing. You have to do it. But yeah, man, I know that you have a lot of viewers here, and good amount of people sometimes will be watching your insomnia streams. But dude, you need to put insomnia. You either need to put insomnia streams on another channel, or you need to delete them after they're done being live. And there'll be specifically just something that people can see if they catch it live. If you want to do that, I don't necessarily recommend that, but I'm just saying, you bury your main content, and your main content would actually be a good draw to the channel.
I don't know. Sometimes it can get frustrating. Like I had the co-founder of Devo on, Bob Casale, and it was we had at any given time like 14 people. Yeah. And
when you have a guest like that, you should easily have like fucking 100 some people at least watching.
Yeah, I mean the most that I've ever had watching was either when Ghastly or AP was on. Well, wait a minute. And like one of my first single one-on-ones was Aiden. And Aiden Paladin, I think, still has the most hits.
Right. Well, that's because they brought their fan base with them.
Yeah. And she shouted me out a few times, and I certainly appreciate that.
But I mean, you look at your channel, and you've got, what, 500 subs, 590 subs?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so you're looking at an average live view of not even a percentile of your already subscribers. You've got to get into the thousands of subscribers just to get like 100, maybe to 150 people live.
Oh yeah.
And that's just the kind of the way it works out. Not everybody watches live. They'll catch it later or whatever. Like I'll do side quests and we'll have anywhere between 120 and 200 people live depending on the show. Sometimes less if it's like the Sunday show and Magog's not on. But there's like 4,000 subscribers over there on the live stream channel. You'd think there'd be more. But then you go and look at the views a couple days later and it's like, oh, it's like 1,200, 1,500 views now. People are catching it after, you're just not playing the game, and it might be because this is something you actually want to do for a living, but it just surprises me that with all these like big name guests, you get on really interesting people, not just YouTubers. You get on actual like musicians, celebrities, comic book artists, poets, filmmakers. You get all these great people on, and there's like 12 people seeing it. That's not fair. You need to get growing your channel, man. And one of your biggest problems, I think, is that nobody can really find your main content because it's buried under all these insomnia streams.
I mean, Captain Sparkles, the YouTuber has like somewhere around 8 different channels, and he found that out early in YouTube.
Now that's too many. Like,
well, I mean, he constantly posts on every one of them, so I'm like, I don't know how you do that, but good on you.
I had Random Encounters on, and they had at the time like 2.3 million subs, and most we got was like 2 dozen off of it. But it was, I'm having good conversations. I mean, legitimately, the reason why I'm on YouTube is because I don't want to go insane. I need something to do because, I've been
Yeah,
housebound since
what I'm
2013.
but what I'm trying to tell you too is that I don't personally think anybody should ever have more than 3 channels unless they have millions of subs. And what you should do is move the Insomnia stream to its own channel now while you have low subscribers, so that can be built up as its own thing. And most of the people watching live now, and most of the people would move over and subscribe to that second channel if you put out a quick video saying, "Hey, Insomnia stream's going to be over there from now on." And nobody would mind it. You can even use the same like thumbnail and everything, for the stream, and you can use the same like profile icon and stuff so people know it's you. It's just it helps separate the content a little bit. And if it's a branded channel, your new channel will be still under the same Gmail and login information. You just go up to YouTube and you click on your face, and then you click switch account, and you just pop over to your other channel real quick before you start a stream, and stream on that, and then pop over to your main one when you're done or whatever. You can switch back and forth with them so easy. You can create another channel right now in about 10 minutes.
I know I've got. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. On my. Yeah, I've only got. I've only got one other channel. But don't you need like another phone number?
Nope.
You're good.
Okay. Because I mean that's something that I can try, and I mean I've got all the Doctor on Calls downloaded, because that's something that I definitely want to save. I got a couple of the Insomnia streams that I had a really good time on that I've also saved too. But as far as it goes, I don't know. I'll be honest. I think I'm a little trepidatious with splitting it up because I'm not. I mean, I'm ambitious with getting people on that I think that are fascinating that I want to talk to, but I don't know if I'm ambitious enough to make this a job, because if it becomes a job for me, there's always some type of stigma that's related to it and can, for me, perhaps kill the magic.
No, you're just psyching yourself out at this point. Would it be any different for you as a creator, as a person who likes doing this? Would it make really any difference if you had 590 subs or 10,000?
For me, I have to say,
you're still just doing interviews. It doesn't matter how many people are actually watching, but it would be nice that more people were watching these great interviews you're doing. I'm just saying from a fan standpoint, from this side. Like, you're psyching yourself out. You're like, I don't want this to become a job. It doesn't have to. You run your channel the way you want to run it. Like you do your streams when you want to do them. You do your interviews when you want to do them. It's not like all of a sudden you got 10,000 subs and you've got to suddenly put out more content all the time. You don't have to be a full-time YouTuber. You can do your part-time. People, especially with a channel like this, people understand that it takes time to set up those interviews. It's not like content like I do, which, they expect regular content because it's all filmed and edited, scripted, and they expect me to do work for the support I'm getting. But people would subscribe to you and be like, every now and again, he just has a great interview and I love to catch it. What's wrong with that? I mean, your life literally would not change except for maybe a little monetization coming in. Probably not a lot, because, I mean, nobody's getting a lot of money anyway, period, from ads.
Yeah.
And you might get a few more donations and stuff. But your life's really not going to change. It's not going to be any different than it is right now, except you're going to have more people watching you. Whoopity fucking do.
You're
psyching yourself out, man. This isn't a fucking job, not really.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't have to be.
This is embracing sanity for me, because there's only so much YouTube or so many streaming videos that you can watch to keep yourself occupied for 10, 12 hours in the day. So yeah, I got to do something like this. And I'll be honest. I had to take a break from Doctor on Call because I kept getting disappointed with people bailing. Now I've had people who have bailed me out as well. People have come on that maybe nobody really knows, or only kind of slightly known in the neighborhood, but I didn't treat it with any less in intensity, because I wouldn't have somebody on Doctor on Call that I wouldn't want to sit down and have a drink with and just tell me about yourself.
Yeah, but that's all the concept and everything. I'm just talking about the analytics side of it, man. You're the first person I've ever met that can get some of the caliber of personalities onto your show, and somehow you convince them to come on and do an interview, and you've got 9 people watching.
Yeah.
What the how do you even pull that off? Like, I'm not saying that like celebrities pay attention to subscribers, and if you ain't got enough subscribers, then fuck you. That's not what I'm necessarily.
Oh no, I've gotten a couple of those.
Yeah, but the fact that the higher number of subscribers and watchers gives you some legitimacy, so you'd be able to connect with people and get even more good interviews. That's just good fucking sense.
No, I'm just hoping, because I don't see YouTube going away anytime soon. I see it getting a little more squirrely, but when I'm dead and gone in 20 years, the internet is forever, and maybe somebody might watch a Sean Cunningham movie and go, well, I wonder what that guy was really like. Well, let's type into YouTube about Sean Cunningham, and boom, they find my interview with him on Doctor on Call, and it's I talk to people about what interests them, and I think that's what makes the show interesting. Because when I was arranging for Sean Cunningham to come on, and for those who don't know, Sean Cunningham is the guy who created Friday the 13th. Now he's also done several other movies, but that's pretty much what he's known for. And when I was talking to him, he was like, so I guess we're going to talk about Friday the 13th. And I'm like, well, that's part of your life, so yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit, but I don't want that to be the crux of it. And he's like, well, what do you want to talk about? And I was like, I want to talk about the woman with the purple hair. And he was like, you know that? And I'm like, yeah, that's your latest movie. I want to keep up on it, and I know you're running the film festivals with it now. And he's like, well, I'll just send you a digital copy. And I'm like, well, cool. So I watched it. I even sent it over to my sister, because it's about hospice care nurses. And my Irish twin has been a hospice nurse over a decade. And we spent a lot of time talking about that. What drives you? What motivates you? You're known for horror. You're known for a guy in a hockey mask. How do you get to being so in depth and so fascinated about the basically end care? Because hospice, you're basically trying to keep people comfortable until they die. And I just thought that was an amazing life twist. And
speaking of dying, I'm about to pass out, so I'm gonna have to.
Is there something that you would like to show?
Well, I would like see the Area 51 thing is raid's going to be happening in 2 hours. So I want to know if these weebs actually have the balls to do it.
My goodness, it's actually happening.
Is somebody going to live stream it?
Know. There's in the general, I posted two live streams going on there. One, it's just a bunch of guys dancing around the Area 51 bar or whatever it is, or destination. The other one's the actual people signed up to go. So it's like, it seems like it's more of a meme than anything else, according to from what I can see from the one live stream. Like, you guys, there are like 10 guys here. It's nothing. But if you actually try it, I kind of want to know about it.
I will do a video on it. Most likely, just responding to.
Yeah,
I mean, if I were to give people any advice who actually wants to try to raid Area 51, the military base, if you hear "Fly to the Valkyries," run.
Here, let me. I'll even put that link in the chat for those who are not in the Discord. There's a live link for Area 51. Those guys really don't stand a chance, although they do wear some nice furry outfits.
They look like they're just there to have a party, which is kind of what I expected. But who knows?
Oh, there's 28,000 people watching this fucking thing.
I know,
Yeah.
right? It's pretty crazy. Well, everyone's curious. Are you going to do it? Who knows? If they get drunk enough, they just might.
This many fucking people watching, they're gonna like be honor bound to get shot in the head.
Well, it's something's supposed to happen in 2 hours from now, so I don't know. You guys will have to let me know.
Yeah, I'll be.
'Cause I'm going
I'll
to
be
bed.
up. I'll definitely watch it, and that's something that we'll talk about tomorrow too, because I got a feeling somebody's going to try.
Plunger.
If liquor's involved, someone should try. But anyway, yeah, I'm off to bed, so I'll talk to
Hey,
you
by the way,
tomorrow.
Samaj,
Yeah.
are you open
Yeah.
to commissions?
Yes. No, I am very, very deep in this current
Okay.
project.
I'll always check in.
No problem. Yeah, sounds good. Take care, guys.
Have a great
Bye.
night.
Later, Smash.
Seems to be a moneymaker too, because fuck, these guys got 28,000 people watching, and there's fucking $100 super chats coming in.
Somebody threw.
Oh, I see one.
Yeah, well, that's 1,000 rubles.
That's about
Wow.
$50. Yeah, it's Russian. It's about $50.
Uh,
It's pink, so it's in the 50 range. So
oh, see, I knew there was something behind the colors, but you know, I'm not gonna do. It's Wifey has calculated that when I hit the 2-year mark, I should have 1,000 people. And I'm like, you are incredibly optimistic, because year 2 for Doctor On Call broadcast, and IRS came later, but I kicked it off at the end of May in 2018. So she's saying I'll have 1,000 by May of 2020, and she was right about the 500. I mean, we hit and passed the 500 mark in the first year.
yeah, it all depends on if you take the initiative to actually grow your channel or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking, since I'm only running 2 things, that one channel seems good enough, but I do think I should go back and hashtag the first 53.
What advice would you have for like a gaming channel, God?
Don't do it.
All right.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but I kind of am. But like to be funny, but maybe that didn't come off as a joke.
No.
Yeah.
I get it, but
it all depends. Are you doing a gaming channel for fun, or are you trying to actually make money and grow?
at first it was for fun, and then I noticed that people were actually watching. Like, even though I have like around 325-ish subs, they would watch whenever I was playing League of Legends, but whenever I was doing another, like a game that was like, it wasn't particularly advertised much, but I was like, this is actually a pretty good quality game. I'd get like maybe 30 to 40 views, which is different from the 100 views on average that I would get. One of the things that I got irritated at really was how me being the low sub count, I had like an extremely high amount of like watched minutes, and YouTube's just like, nope, we're not going to pay attention to you until you're 1,000. And I'm like, okay,
Well,
that's nice.
they offered.
They're not treating you any differently. Everybody
Oh
Yeah,
has to,
they
everybody
offered
has
me
to get that.
monetization because I've got high watch hours. I got watch hours out the wazoo. And normally when people tune in, by the way, I just thought I'd show a little bit of the guys who are getting ready to raid. Normally I have what is it? It's I looked at the analytics and I get watchers who will watch for about an hour. And I found that to be kind of amazing. I mean, this is essentially a channel that was built because I can't fucking sleep. And usually with a doctor on call, the watch time is a little over an hour because some people get interested in what's going on. And I do appreciate that, Michael. He's saying that I'm way undersubbed. That doctor on calls are awesome, so thank you. And I don't know if I said it, but good morning, metaphors. But yeah, I don't know. Would fear of success be an excuse as well? I have thoughts about that because I like to be able. I mean, when we've had like 30 people in the chat, I was able to keep up with it. Able to say hi to everybody. The format's a little bit different on Doctor on Call, but
Yeah, well, let me answer the question. Go off on a tangent.
okay.
Advice on a gaming channel. Well, first I want to add a disclaimer. I'm probably the person to ask because I don't do gaming channel, but I've been on YouTube long enough to learn some things, and I can tell you this right now that starting a gaming channel is one of the worst things you can do because everybody and their mother thinks that they can be PewDiePie. So there's tons of competition out there. Tons of it. You are not going to get noticed at all. Unless, now here comes the positive, advice. Unless you can somehow carve out some sort of format that nobody's ever seen.
Yeah, you got to have a gimmick.
Some sort of thing that makes you stand out from all the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of gaming channels. And then you've got to be able to hold people's attention for hours while you play the game. And this is why I don't understand the gaming channel phenomenon. It's like, why would anybody really want to watch somebody video for 5 hours straight? And it's because the person they're watching is entertaining and they like watching the video game because it's one of their favorite video games too. That's why there's niche audience. A lot of people watch particular things. And then there's people who just watch, they don't care what the person's playing. They just watch the person because they like them. So you've got to carve yourself out a niche and then build on it like a foundation. And then eventually get noticed by doing some sort of format that good luck.
Yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from on that because the League of Legends people would watch because no matter how many times that I would I would tell a teammate or something, hey, look, you're needing to do this, otherwise, it's going to repeat the process, and I would just give advice like basics. I'm not high ranking or anything. But people enjoyed watching that because some of them were just like, look at this guy, like he's not he's not doing too bad, but he's not raging over it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool.
Well,
I think I think you could come up with something though that isn't being done. Some of the most fastest growing. I'm not even lying here, and it's just the way the world is. No matter what the feminists tell you, some of the fastest growing smaller video game channels are Twitch
Yeah.
girls with their fucking tits out. Fucking maybe not nudity, but cleavage showing, cosplaying while they're playing video games too, because it's attractive to nerd men, and nerd men are like, oh, real gamer girls that are hot, they do exist. Yeah, right. Okay. But there's also a way to capture the imagination of people who watch video game streams, because it is a popular market. It's one of the fastest growing online media markets in the world. Not just on YouTube, but you have tons of other websites popping up now that are fucking Twitch clones,
People
that people do all kinds of stuff on. They do like D&D games, and they do fucking video games and all kinds of stuff. For some reason, there's millions of people in this world that like watching other people play video games. And it doesn't surprise me that much now that I think about it, because voyeurism and stuff has been around for a long time. There's been people, look at Big Brother, look at reality TV. Everybody was into that for decades. People were into that. People liked watching drama unfold and stuff with the hidden cameras. It was living vicariously, through other people's lives that really, fascinates people. But you need to grab a hold of a genre that nobody would ever think mixing that genre with a video game stream. And you might just get somebody.
Well, I've talked to people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, and I've watched Pewds, and of course PewDiePie is kind of moving off the gaming thing. He does it occasionally.
Yeah, he does.
But
yeah, he does his content.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he's commentary from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean. And
people love his meme stuff,
Yeah, and Marky's trying to get into the Hollywood scene, so his channel's kind of dying down. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's infinitely tougher for a guy to make a successful gaming channel because of the titties.
That's not entirely true. If you're incredibly charismatic and funny and entertaining, and you have some sort of gimmick that people just really latch onto, then you'd be successful, probably in many ways more successful than streaming girls, simply because you'd actually come off as most likely somebody who isn't just trying to cash in on their fucking titties. Because, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of talented girls out there that are also beautiful that do all kinds of different streaming, not just video games, and people like them because they're authentic. But then you got a lot of fake hoes out there, and sure, they attract, like, the perv audience, guys know why they're there, but you could, you could still do it. I mean, why would people... Is it any different if you think about it? Is there any real difference between sitting for a few hours watching somebody play a game and listen to them talk while they play, and listening to a 3-hour podcast of somebody, some stand-up comedian or somebody like that? No, not really. It's the same concept. People like longer format content these days in some genres. There's got to be a way for you to, I don't know, capitalize on something that hasn't been done yet.
Well, one of the things that I was trying to do was we mixed the.
Here's what you do. Sorry, let me interrupt just for a second. Total idea came to my head. You can have it. Play Dark Souls, but every time you die, you have to go get hit in the nuts.
Yeah.
Or do some really horrible stunt, like jump off the roof of your house onto some fucking pallets or something. People would eat that up.
That's true.
You're welcome. Roll with it. I can't wait to see the first Nutbusters fucking video game stream. And there's got to be a way to like fake that so that it's just entertainment. Like, what if like the baseball bat that hits you in the nuts every time you die on Dark Souls is like foam or something, and you have a cup on, but people don't realize it. So your friend's just off screen, and you're just sitting there playing a game. Come on, oh please don't die, please for the love of God don't die. Oh fuck, I died! No, Jim. No! Whack it! You just see the baseball bat come in. It's like ow!
Just hit the ground, be off camera, and you just see the.
And then for like 3 minutes while the game is paused, you just hear him. You're doing like that fucking Family Guy, just ah!
Well, now, I Disky used to do what he called the Pain Olympics, and
I don't know who that is.
like he found a gimmick where it was like a wheel you spin, and each of the spots had different hot sauces on them, and he would spin at random and have to drink the hot sauce.
Yeah, plenty of people do shit like that on stream. Okay, and that's usually based on donations or something.
Well, and he's also stun gunned himself. The worst one was he fucking stun gunned his nose. He stuck it up his nose and did it.
Yeah, and I get that, but I'm just saying, it's there's plenty of people all over YouTube who hurt themselves for views. Like there's that one guy that always jumps on like shit with barbed wire. He always goes, "Fuck this shit, kablam!" And he's like a little midget. He's like a little hobbit. It's fucking hilarious, but I mean, it's jackass stuff, But have you ever seen that mixed with a video game stream where what's happening in the video game affects the person playing it in real life?
Well, Pinoid was showing me videos of a midget who was doing elbow drops on a bunch of Legos.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, that's the same.
Is
guy.
it? Okay.
Yeah. He goes, "Fuck this shit!" Ah, blam! Oh! That's his catchphrase. Is, "Fuck this shit!" But I'm just saying, that you got to think outside the box with all of you. It's not even. But man, the gaming stream market is so saturated.
Well, yeah, and also you have the issue of what if there's a company that doesn't want you streaming their game? They can shut you down.
Oh, I hear fighting.
Yep, you run into problems like that too.
I've actually had one where they were like, "We're gonna content claim," and I'm like, I what? I was really confused at first, and then I was like, "Well, all right,
I'll jackasses, man."
Yeah, like another one. Whenever I tried to do the playthrough of Metroid Prime, the Super Nintendo game. Little known fact about Metroid Prime: all of the sound effects that they have are actually clips of they're clips of old Godzilla movies. And they couldn't content claim me for that, but whenever I went to save, like whenever I went to go and save my progress, the music that it played, they hit me with a content claim.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's an easy
shit.
way to get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got to do is, it's not just about too many people want to make easy money playing video games for entertainment purposes, but the video game itself, anybody can play that. There's got to be something about you that draws people. For a lot of game streamers, a lot of female game streamers, it's their bodies, it's their cosplay whatever they're cosplaying as, it's their tits poking out the top of their turtlenecks.
Now, let me ask you this: do you find anything morally wrong with titty streamers?
No, it's capitalism, baby. Do what you do. I'm just saying, it's a hell of a market to break into and get noticed. So you've really got to think outside the box, is what I'm saying. You've got to come up with something. Like a lot of people, I already have like a pre-created character. and I do all this like scripted comedy and insult comedy. People love that. Well, that happens a lot in video games, especially MMOs and online games where you're like, like fucking Counter-Strike or whatever. You're fighting somebody else and people start yelling into the microphone and shit. But you can, a lot of people are like, dude, Magog, you should totally do like video game streams as Magog. And it's like be in the costume and everything down in, a little box in the corner while everybody else can, like the rest of the screen is the game. And it's like, I'm not a big gamer, so that's not something I would do. But I can understand why people would want me to, because I already have like an established character.
Yeah.
That already has like
see
a lot
Magog
of
raging
viewers.
out on a game.
Just fuck this, fuck you.
Yeah, if I honestly did the gimmick, I would actually just be a frustrated gamer, because that's what I am normally.
But everybody is. See, that's a gimmick. That's a
I know.
Everybody gets frustrated. I mean, that started with like the angry video game and just grew from there. I think it would probably be better as a juxtaposition, like the opposite of that. Just be like Mr. Rogers. Just be playing a game and somebody shoots you in the fucking head and your body goes down, and all of a sudden this guy in the box down there that you're watching, he has like a Christmas sweater on, he's got like a sweater on and his hair's shaven. He's like, well, that was not so very nice to happen to me, but you know what? That's my neighbor there. He's a good person.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of.
Could you imagine the juxtaposition with like a Bob Ross like playing a video game, going, now we're gonna shoot some happy little bullets. We're gonna get these happy bullets here. We're gonna headshot that guy right there. Okay, that worked really well. He's down for the count, and he'll respawn, and I'll get him again.
There you go.
I'm gonna hunt him.
Make a nice massive head wound.
That is. Oh, look at the and you should just have that soft, like get real close to like ASMR. Just be like, there's a happy grenade for those guys over there. That's a nice grenade for them over there. And then look at the colors in that explosion. That's just some nice sunrise oranges, and a lot of smoke there has a lot of interesting neutral colors. It's just the body parts is a nice touch there with the blood and the mayhem all over the ground. It looks like a Jackson Pollock kind of sprinkling of paint and abstract feelings and emotions. And this is a good time here. We're having a great time.
Cut over to the other. It's just yelling. Now
everybody else is like, "Shut the fuck up, faggot! You fucking nigger faggot! I fucking hate you!"
No, that's not very neighborly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna change the shoes because I gotta run and get the fuck out of here because that bomb's gonna go off.
Yeah. He needs to learn that before you criticize somebody, you need to walk a mile in his shoes, and that way, when you criticize him, you're a mile away and you have his shoes.
Oh my.
Just like that would be the real juxtaposition. Like people would flock to a channel like that because it's just like, who does that? Nobody. Everybody always rage quits and gets all angry. If you are able to control your anger and maintain that character while playing a video game that usually pisses people off, I could see everything being the most. I would watch that game stream, and I don't like game streams. I'd watch it just to see what comes up, Just, can you imagine running around in Skyrim and be like, that is a very pretty dragon. Look at his wingspan right there. That's probably like an 80-foot wingspan. I'd say about 80, maybe 90 foot. I'm gonna Fusro him right now. That didn't do much, but I've got my dual wield character here, and I think I'll just wait for him to land, and we're gonna go up and talk some sense into this dragon.
Hello, dragon. Would you like to be my friend? Oh, well, that's kind of rude.
Yeah, actually, Kadunt ran the D&D campaign, and I'm like, why don't we just stream it? And she's like, no, I haven't done D&D in a while, and I was talking about it on IRS, and there were people who were like, we would watch that. That would be cool. But
Yeah, I'm trying to get one off the ground where we're doing a D&D stream, but it's hard to schedule everybody at the same time.
well, we
Not just that, but those fucking streams. I mean, you gotta actually play for a long time,
now,
like to even get anywhere in the.
by the way, good morning, Turish. Welcome to the stream.
Good morning.
So yeah, let's go ahead and make this a panel question. If you were to do a stream, what would be your ideal stream? The stream that you think you would have the most success doing? Let's.
I can tell you right now that I'd probably start a nice live stream that I talk very sensitively in the channel while watching porn. Right here, just look how that glorious penis just slides right in.
You would be the Mr. Rogers of Chatterbait.
I love the very pinkish coloring of her nipples as they bounce up and down on top of her mound breasts like rolling hills in a sunset Tuscany vista.
There's the money shot. Now note that they don't get it in her eyes. That's very convenient. That's very neighborly.
Oh, God.
Yes, that comes shots a lovely shade of cerulean white.
God damn. I've created a monster. Oh, great. Now I'm going to have to start another channel.
Yeah.
ASMR Magog.
ASMR fucking video games and movies and just like think of the most horrific things that have happened in the world. Just have that voiceover. Just doesn't. It's
just
funny.
make some live leak videos now, as you can see.
Well, it was funny because I've been encouraging Kadunt to do an ASMR by request channel, and honestly, I think she could end up making some money from it.
Maybe. There's definitely an audience out there for ASMR and stuff.
Well, and she's got a great voice too. I mean, her biggest asset is her mind, but good God, when she's focused and doing shit, she is amazing to listen to.
I just thought of a. Yes, she is. I totally agree. But I just thought of another brilliant video game streamer channel idea.
Okay.
I want to see two men with handlebar mustaches.
Okay.
Dressed in old-timey Victorian clothes with monocles. Playing video games. I would pay money to see that.
Do they have to talk in like the effete British accents?
Yes. Or at least like the American version of the Times accent.
Holy Charlie.
Yeah. Just go run it up like they're playing Modern Warfare. They're running through the battlefield with a goddamn machine gun, and I dare say, sir, there is the enemy right there. Oh, I do say so. By Jove, we've got him. I would literally call it
Crackerjack shot. Crackerjack shot there.
Very good, sir. That was a crack.
Well played. Well played.
Yes, I shall buy you a sassafras for that one. Oh, sassafras, I like that.
I believe the spirits will be on me at
I
the
could
pub.
see the montage for that. That'd be amazing.
I would fucking pay so much money. Oh my God, I really would. I'd fucking donate to that channel in a heartbeat, dude, because it would just be so. I love juxtaposition comedy. I love when you take something that doesn't belong with something else and jam it together, you know? And it's just like these really proper gentlemen. Like, could you imagine the name of that channel would be like The Gaming Haberdashery?
Very nice.
Welcome to the Gaming Haberdashery. Playing Modern Warfare. Oh, yes, of course, Modern Warfare. Jolly good.
Welcome to the Apothecary of Amusement.
Looks into the chat. Oh, it appears like someone's been biting me.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Could you imagine, like, the first Twitch thought that is dressed in, like, a Victorian dress, just no skin showing, can't even show her ankles? She's got, like, a corset on, got the little top hat that's cocked sideways with the veil in front of her face, and she's just like, oh, dear. Like, you just make her a Georgia Peach. Just make her a fucking, Southern Belle, where she's like, I do declare, Mr. Beauregard, that was a good shot.
Oh my, whatever will I do?
Thank you, madam. They have to laugh like that. They gotta their lips so that they have to harumph. They have to harumph so their handlebar mustaches twitch. I do declare, harumph, sir. I give you a harumph.
By the way, Ghost Dog, that is something that is in the pipe right now. He suggested do a radio drama with friends and act out the voice. I've got a couple of radio plays, and I have a couple of people in place for it, but we're still trying to figure out whether or not we want to do it live or if we just want to have everybody do pre-records and then cut and paste it all together.
Well, that'd be interesting. It's kind of funny how history has kind of come full circle. The first medium outside of print, the first digital medium, if you will, electric medium, powered by electricity, to reach the inside of people's homes was the radio.
Oh, yeah.
And families used to gather around the radio to listen to, cowboy westerns, mysteries, and they were all read. They were all read by people like voice actors. Now you fast forward through like the television age, because of YouTube and podcasts and stuff. We've gone right back to radio. Like, how many people sit around on YouTube just listening for 3 hours to their favorite live stream? Sure, it's got some graphics, but it's mostly audio, isn't it? Like, you're literally just like listening to the fucking radio. That's it's history repeats itself. I guess.
Well, I was on a horror channel, and these guys really did everything right, with music and effects, and anytime they did any of my stuff, I was just fucking amazed, because floor to ceiling, it was everything. And that was one of the things that kind of inspired me. And I've had No Sleep Podcast do some of my stuff now that other channel's kind of defunct. And it's incredibly thrilling to hear somebody speak your speech, do your words. So yeah, that's what kind of inspired us to start doing a readers theater kind of deal. And
tell me, two things. One, I wanted to add to that. People love audiobooks, and that's another back to the old days of radio. My grandfather, back when he was alive, used to talk about being a kid and sitting around the radio listening to like the Lone Ranger. Like, before it was a television show, it was
Superman.
Hi ho, Silver, away. Superman, like all that stuff was from the 30s, bro. But and then the second thing, my gentleman gamers idea with like the fucking top hats and the monocle and stuff. Tell me Arcader doesn't have like the perfect
Yeah. I say, old chap, use the Konami code.
I love the mix of like the old timey like fashion and the way of talking with modern day lingo. Could you imagine like like some Victorian era fucking girl pops up on screen? It's like, I dare say, Mr. Beauregard, is that a thought? Well, I do believe it is.
Lit.
I do believe it is. Why, and she could sit there and she'd just be like, donate to me, boys, and pull her fucking ankle up on screen, and just kind of like bend her foot in that kind of sexy way, And they're like, Mom, very, very improper, young lady, very improper, I dare say.
I say, if you show your ankles again, we will have to call you a harlot.
Yeah.
Going back to the Bob Ross.
My word.
I love it. I shall slap you across the face with my gloved hand.
To the nunnery with you.
Go ahead, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, like I was thinking though, like whenever the whole ninja fiasco, whenever he just lost it on this one kid, like, what'd you say to me, you little shit? If he was more like Bob Rossi, would that have flown? What did you? No, what did you say to me, you little shit?
Yeah,
Now listen here.
Yeah, that's not a very nice thing to say. I'm gonna tear off your head and shit down your throat hole.
I'll make happy little trees on your.
That's a happy little tea bag I'm doing to your avatar there. That's a happy teabagging right there. That's just up and down teabagging on your head.
I say I do believe that Bob Ross just tipped his scrotum on me.
I dare say, sir. How dare you? I just love the idea.
What a salty confection.
One guy gets up, like one guy on the screen, they're in the little box down at the bottom of the screen. One guy gets up to leave and he's like, he's like, do return with the pretzels. And you hear in the background, oh, pretzels, capital idea, son.
Oh, and don't forget the Code Red Mountain Dew, dear chap.
Boy, Code Red.
I do believe we're going to need Red Bull for this venture. My God, you might be right, man.
Now we're going to go and
I just
show
love
this dragon muscle.
I just love the idea of like one of the characters, just like that. One of his catchphrases, just always talking about his gloved hand. He has like white, like fucking gloves on, like a conductor, like a music conductor, like the white conductor gloves. And I shall take a sip of this Mountain Dew with my gloved hand. Oh, I dare say that is quite the confection I just drank. Delicious.
What a potent potable, my friend.
Could you imagine them guys doing fucking like advertisements? Like they get a sponsor? Like, could you imagine that? Like some energy drink sponsor.
Game fuel. It's a crack-a-jack.
No, they should do the one I've seen a lot of lately, the advertisement for the manscaping package.
Oh yeah, the lawnmower.
Yeah.
That one that like supposedly cuts so well that you never have to nick your balls.
I don't know. I mean that it looks like a nice trimmer, but I've had some issues. I had a girlfriend once who liked the smooth.
Ooh, I like that, Deitois. Deitois in the chat says, I would love to hear an entire broadcast done in a 30s private eye noir style. Like, this dame walked into my office with the best set of gams I ever laid eyes on.
Oh, Deitois, I can send you one of the ones that I wrote, and it's they technically call it a creepypasta, but the whole deal was to reimagine a classic fairy tale, and I did in a 40s 50s noir style. That's pretty good. And hopefully we can get the I'm still asking. Well, hopefully we can get the right actors, so we can do the panties that Sparky gave Grim, because I do have that done, but I'm actually converting it into an actual radio play. And I would love to be able to do that, like one insomnia night, because, people contributed for me to write this story, and I wrote it. There was a couple things that really sucked in it, and wifey had me at it. But by the way, good morning. Welcome to the stream, Ed.
Hey, waka, everyone. Everyone doing good today?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't sound very far away, do I?
No.
No, you're good. Nice and clear.
By the way, good morning to Willie Cogley.
All right. Well, give me a second to play with settings. You all sound very low.
Yeah, Discord sometimes automatic.
I think it's just Discord on mobile, because I think it's cancer on mobile.
Dude, it just does it all the time on my desktop. I have to go, right-click on my sound icon, fucking open up the volume.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like it sucks because Discord auto just solve. For some reason it does it starts it at 5. I have to jump that thing up to 40 or 50.
I'm sorry, I'm typing here.
Capital idea, chap.
I say, let us get lit, fam.
Yes, very good. It reminds me of those chipmunks from Looney Tunes. You remember them? The two little chipmunk brothers that were yes, that capital idea, yes. They're...
Wasn't that Chip and Dale?
No, they were from Looney Tunes. Chip and Dale was a whole other.
Yeah, I can't place the name either. Shoot.
Have both of those combined to where we have Bob Ross and the Old English?
Wait a minute. No, you're
the Goofy Gophers. The Goofy Gophers.
Yeah.
They were Looney.
I'm gonna. I haven't no context tweeted, so I should put up a picture of the Goofy Gophers. Yes. Capital. There we go. And hey, we finally got a no context tweet out. There's the Goofy Gophers, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy.
Yeah. I've popped back over to the Area 50. The dude streaming in the car. I don't have the.
Oh, okay. There. I just checked into Twitter, and people are still shitting up that one thread. I'm like, good God.
Oh God, yeah, that no context tweet that got out of
hand. I and all I did was I just no context tweeted a picture of Tom Snyder because we were talking about late night shows, and by God, if that just didn't get out of hand quick. Last night somebody called I think it was Grant Sanford called a viable ninja a pedo faggot. And they were just like, oh, well, he called me a pedo. I'm like, yeah, so sticks and stones, bitch. I don't care. They're like, oh, so you support pedophilia. And I was like, our chat is the goddamn Wild West. So if people are going to be shitty with other people, you can either fire back at them or you can ignore them.
Well, Doc, as I see it like this, man, you can't control what chat says.
And
no matter how well you moderate, etc., you cannot control what your chat says. And that's with every other content creator in the face of the goddamn earth. You cannot control that.
Yeah, I mean, the last 20 minutes of the show was nothing but Viable Ninja and Punished Dad shitting on me. I don't care. I simply do not care. I don't know if it's a generational thing, but This is sticks and stones. This is not real life. This is just the interwebs.
Hey, all right, I'm gonna put this out there for right now. Okay, anyone in chat does not like me, and they do not like me right now. Pay Doc, take away my wrench, and fucking punish me in chat because you're supporting Doc, and I'm cool with that. You can say whatever you want to me, or whatever the fuck you want to me, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put down my phone, I'm gonna put on work boots, and go on to my real fucking life.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. Kadunt right now, I mean, she's got IRL things that she needs to deal with, and she's been pretty worn out. So I'm missing her, but I know she's doing the right thing for herself. So I am completely cool with it. By the way, good morning, Zell. But yeah, you know, anybody who tries to control their chat, my big rule, my one rule that I have. By the way, good morning, Merc. Welcome to the stream. My big rule is no doxing. That's crossing the fucking line. If somebody calls somebody,
one of the golden rules of the internet.
yeah, I mean, that's the infinite rule. You know, it goes across all boundaries. Whoever, if you've got 10,000 in the chat, if you've got 2 in the chat, it doesn't matter at all. And yes, you're right, Willie. Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones was pretty goddamn fun. It's
apparently Bill Burr's pissing people off too. I haven't seen his stuff.
Bill Burr's isn't bad, but it's not as good.
The first 20 minutes is like, it's all good in my opinion, because I remember, especially F is for Family on Netflix. But the first 20 to 25 minutes, but the first 20 to 25 minutes of Paper Tiger is him like riffing on all the social stuff, like the Me Too and feminists, and then after that he kind of gets stories that involve him and his wife, and that's still funny, but it's not like that first 20 minutes was fucking savage.
So it was like his podcast, and Nyla comes in, or what the fuck is her name? Is it Nyla?
His wife?
Yes, I forget her name. It starts with an N.
We could be racist here, but we're not going to be. I'll say good morning to Grifter, who says, "Oh, not true. Evil Dead controls what I say. So when I say Doc touches small woodland creatures, it's his fault, not mine at all. He should be punished, Doc."
Yes, it's my fault. De-rich me and support Doc.
But
come on, someone's gonna hate me someone's gonna hate me enough at that point, right? De-rich me.
But Magog, you have seen the Dave Chappelle show, right? Or Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones show.
Yeah.
I like it better. I mean, I like Bill Burr too. I think Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle are still at the top of their game. They are comedians that if they came around to my town, well, fuck, Dave Chappelle lives in my town.
I think Dave Chappelle's funnier as like a social commentator, but Bill is funnier with his like reactions and his funny voices and when he does that fucking gets angry and he goes, "I will put you through that fucking wall!"
Fucking wall, yeah, I love that shit, dude. F for family, F for family. Dude, I've told my kids this shit. I would build wall after wall after wall to put you through it.
Like he is better at that than Chappelle is better at more like structured social commentary comedy, and like because he's on the fly with that shit. But so they're both professionals. They have real tight acts.
Well, and
but
they do.
They are completely different comedians.
Oh yeah. Bill comes from the angry Irish family of 10. So yeah, he's got a lot of stories.
Yeah. And also, he was shaped by Patrice O'Neill, who gave.
Oh, I love Patrice.
Yeah.
Yes, he gave no fucks.
Burr also has his own podcast.
Yeah, he does.
Listen to.
I love that fucking Paper Tiger when he was like, "Me too." He's like, the Me Too going on. He's like, when it first started, did a lot of good. But now, I kind of feel like you got everybody. It's like, because now all the stories like bad day. Then he does his female voice where he's like, the chicken was dry, I was basically raped.
Yeah.
And then he knocks his mic stand over. Rear over.
See, that's why I like Bill Burr. I really do like Bill Burr. I like Bill Burr. I like the shit he's putting out, even on Netflix. And I steal my Netflix. I don't pay for it, so I pay for nothing.
Nick DiPaolo
But, like-
is pretty good too.
Yeah.
He's got a.
I will put you through that fucking wall.
Dude, it's that fucking wall thing that gets me because, like, as raised by, like, your average fucking Midwestern white dad, I've heard that saying a few fucking times before it fucking happened in my teenage years where he did put me through a goddamn wall.
I will put you through that fucking wall. Like, I love some of his older ones. There was I think it was a black and white one. It's still on Netflix. Find that one. That was funnier than Paper Tiger Act. He didn't talk about a lot of the social stuff, but his stories.
Oh, dude,
hilarious. But when he talks about the guy who jumped out of a helicopter to commit suicide, like he went up in one of these like sightseeing helicopters. The way he tells the story, I had like pain in my sides. I was laughing so. Like,
well, I'm saying this, like, through the wall shit. Like, all right, Doc. You said you're a stepdad, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Technically, I've never had any kids, but I've raised 4.
Okay, you raised 4 then. Like, okay, you understand how like young men get to be, right? Like they want to challenge authority, they want to challenge the elder in the family.
Oh, always.
And it's just human nature. It's just human nature.
You know, I've gotten the "you're not my dad, you can't tell me what to do."
Dude, I've said that as a stepkid, and I said this to a guy I do consider my father. So I'm saying this in a very sincere level, even though I'm a little drinkish. I'm not kicking over mics right now. I said this shit, and then my dude I consider my father has at least shown me why I have to consider him my father, as it put me through a literal fucking wall.
I haven't been put through a wall, but my dad got pissed at me once, and he was changing the Tidy Bowl bottle. Now, back in the day, Tidy Bowl bottles were glass, and he was drunk trying to do it, and he had a bad time with it. And I came in and I tried to talk to him, and he turned around and he whipped that fucking Tidy Bowl bottle at me. And I ducked, and that thing hit the wall and shattered. And it was like you've seen those movies where the criminal gets the bag of money and opens it, and the dye pack explodes. Well, like my left side was blue, just like.
See, this is how I learned my lesson. This is how I learned my lesson. My stepdad was a Marine and a drill sergeant, and he was 6'2". I was 5'8". I learned very quickly, while fist fighting with him in the backyard, why that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I've seen more than one of the. I can take you outside right now and whip your ass. My dad tried to pull that on me.
You probably could, dude. I'm a manlet.
I didn't
know. You probably could.
On that note, gentlemen, it's 3 a.m. and I'm probably bounce. So.
Get some sleep, Gog.
Would you mind doing some shill before you leave us?
Everybody knows who I am.
No, man, God, I need a description. I need a description of what you are.
Yeah, but wait a minute. When are we going to hear the Bob Ross stream?
I don't fucking know.
Magog, before you go, I gotta say, I think this is the first time talking to you. Love your shtick, and I love the leather accents that you put on your costume.
I find that I've been watching a lot more of your stuff lately, Gog.
Oh, you're talking about the new cape I have.
Yeah, the new cape is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
No, but God, I'm sorry, I'm a little drunkish right now, and I'm a little more boorish than I normally am. especially when I'm sober. I'm actually a very polite guy, but I need like a little description of what you are because I am new to your content. I found Beardy, and I find Beardy very funny. I just want to know what a little bit what you are.
I'm funny.
Now, like, are you
Internet
like
wizard.
Yeah.
Now, is it internet wizard or a necromancer? It's a big difference.
Actually, no.
No, there's
A necromancer is a wizard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
necromancer.
a wizard say it's hard to raise a family with his dick, and a necromancer says it's hard to raise a family from the grave. There's a big difference.
Yeah, just I'm YouTube's only, I would say, successful necromancer because I've had a few copy. You know, channel, but basically right now until I can get onto my bigger projects like the sitcom. It's political and social comedy, insult comedy, and basically I play.
Yeah, the Trudeau
fictional
video
world
was fun.
that, yeah, I just did that one today.
Oh, I love that.
And,
No, like here's the Trudeau shit. Like I see like the non-black and white pictures of him, and he looks like Mr. Popo.
I
don't really care. It was all. It's all. In
I will always catch your vids, and I love Rackus News too. I mean, I disagree with him sometimes politically, but it doesn't mean he's not entertaining.
Rackus better hit me up soon because I've been playing a lot of 7 Days lately.
Well, Magog, I am definitely gonna give you a sub. I want to see your content.
Appreciate
Very
it.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm happy to be doing what I do, but once again, too, I have bigger plans for if I can see what happens.
Then I am very happy to see your future plans.
Yep. Well,
Looking forward to more Scar.
Yeah, I got to build Magog's camp. That's the first step until I get a studio building, and then I'll build the.
By the way, you said a while back that you were thinking about doing a video series about Tales of Morscar.
Yeah, the lore.
Yeah.
Lore videos. I can't do them until I have this.
No, but it's still on the docket, right?
Oh yeah. There's tons of lore. There's
because
5,000 years of history that I've written.
Yeah, because I would definitely watch that. But that's the kind of geek that I am.
Now, Magog, I have one serious question about you. How do you feel about Deadites?
I like Deadites because they work for me.
That's an obvious question. Yes, thank you. Because that's what I call the people who follow me are Deadites.
Klaatu Barata.
Yes, Doc, I get it. I would be the fucking fucker who finds a Necromont con, and I'm gonna summon demons. I can't help it.
The my fans, I call them
Magogonites.
Magogonites, unite! Let me punch you in the face, one at a time. Stand in a line.
Sir, I just feel like we just come to an alliance here.
And then I have Poe. Poe's like another character channel that I do the voice for. He's a dead bone raven, and his eyes glow when he talks. He's more savage than Magog because I can I play Magog. I do the voice of Poe, but because he's a little dead bird, I feel like I could take liberty because people can't see my face.
I've had a question about like the savageness. Okay, take for example, I have no YouTube content. My first content actually being I was like this weekend. I'm thinking about interviewing GM workers who are striking right now because it comes directly into my real life. And like I could probably post that on YouTube, but my more racy shit, I have to probably avoid YouTube.
You probably have to avoid the internet.
Yes, but I'm thinking Bitwave.
It depends on how you do it. It's really kind of cheap comedy if you say slur words to try to get some sort of shock value. It's better if you try to put something together that's very poetic, funny.
Okay. Take for example, I like to drink. There's no doubt about that. Like Kadunt gave me the name Evil Drunk Ed, and I accept it. I accept that. But unfortunately, when that evil drunk Ed comes out, I have no censor. And I'm thinking about doing more content or starting content, but I'm thinking might do alternative fucking sources.
Maybe you should.
I have a less rant series coming in play right now.
Maybe you
Or
should
take, for
consider.
example,
Maybe you should consider going to meetings.
I'm thinking Bitwave, but like I've heard questionable things about it.
I have no idea what that is.
Hey, how about Stream Me? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Streamy's dead. I wish Streamy was still around. Rest in peace, Streamy.
But anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. Good talking with you
Well,
guys.
we appreciate you stopping by, Magog.
Yeah, sorry for dropping out, but it's.
You got to do you.
Yeah.
Night, Magog. Good meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. And you guys, catch you later.
You have a good one, man. Sleep well.
Peace.
I say the chap left. That's not proper, Cricket.
That's us.
No, Doc, I'm being very polite. You got to say I'm being very polite right now.
Merc, did you have a dad story?
Yeah, actually, I did. I didn't really get to see my dad much when I was growing up. He actually worked like 80 hours a week at GM as a contractor, and he brought home some big money. He was a very hard working man, and he is a very strict professional kind of guy. When he's clocked in. When he's clocked out, he's one hell of a guy, let me tell you. Today, I had a huge day today, a very stressful day today, and he decided to bring me over a big ass bud, and it wasn't the best bud I've ever seen, but
it was good enough.
And I didn't even get high from it, but god damn it, it was still one hell of a gesture.
One of them super eggs, huh?
Merc, I see your name change. I'm gonna call you Merc because it's one of the biggest things I miss about my drill sergeant dad. And he was a very hard worker. Like he provided for me and my mom and my brother, or I should say my stepbrother, in a very efficient manner. He done everything he could. And I remember at 15 when he found out I smoked pot, he called me out to the fucking woodshed, which is a full-on fucking barn. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, damn, I'm about to get my ass beat by this guy again because I deserve it. And he whips out a handful of joints. I truly do miss that man.
Huh. Yeah, it's my dad, man.
I was
struggling, man.
Grandparents, so
my dad sees me struggling, and he knows that he can't do really much anything for me. So what he does is he brings me a big ass hunk of weed.
By the way, good morning to Hakita in the chat.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Hakira? I like you. Because your name and your fucking Twitter account, Hakira.
Yeah, my dad and my mom died last year, and yeah, they were old, so it happens. We were ready. And it was funny because P-Noid was talking last night about transference of hate because your dad blah blah blah, and it's like, well, honestly, my dad wasn't a good guy. He did shady shit in his life, and he's like, well, that's all because of blah blah blah, and I'm like, listen, dude, you have no idea, somebody saying that, well, he did his best, and well, he didn't, and I'm okay with that. I came to grips with it. On his deathbed, I got a chance to talk to him, and it was funny because I square up with people as soon as I can. I don't want to have to, rush to the hospital and on the deathbed, try to give them the forgiveness and the peace of mind or whatever that they want from me. I make the effort to clear the air before anything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm okay with people completing their life cycle. I know that, you know, eventually that's going to be my fate. And I don't know. I wonder about death from time to time. Not very often because it's you know, completely.
Yeah, but don't we all?
Well,
Yeah,
death
we
is
do.
completely counterproductive.
My question about that is, I'm sorry, Doc, if I interrupt you. I'm really sorry. Like, I take for example. Oh shit. No.
Oof, that don't sound
What the
fun.
fuck was that?
I don't know. Sounds like you got
Dropped his phone,
nailed.
and right now he's deaf.
I think you dropped something.
Check. You guys hear me?
He's got he's got his mute on or his there you go. Now you should be able
There
to
you
hear.
go.
I'm
We
sorry
could
about
hear
that.
you, but you couldn't
I
hear
dropped
us.
my phone. I dropped it. I'm working Discord off my phone right now, and I dropped it. This is low IQ, wet brain interactivity.
How was that even possible that he was able to mute, or not mute, but deafen himself, but not mute himself?
It's called drug skills.
No.
It's called drug skills.
It's the magic of dropping phones.
Yes, it is. I did flat out drop my phone and disconnect everything from it.
No, one of the funny things is, like when we have BTS conversations, Cadet and I, and you know she's got roommates and she's got her mom that runs around, and one day it was me and Antahiro, and she's like, "Oh, I got to talk to my mom," and I don't know what she does, but I think she deafens it because we can still hear them talking. And they got into a conversation, and I actually texted her on her phone, and I'm like, "Please stop talking what you're talking about, or you know, mute yourself." Because
So yeah, that's actually a weird way. That's why I like Kadunt, because like take for example okay, I'm not new to embarrassment online. I'm cool with that. I am exactly who I am as I present I am, and I don't hide my identity. And Kadunt was one of the few people who jumped into my ass when I needed it, and I appreciate that.
she's a sweetheart, man. Like I've always said, she's the she's one of the top 3 great things about doing this actual show. And you know, I hope that she wants to continue, but she's had some ill health, so you know, I can only enjoy what she chooses to give. And you know, if this gets to be boring for her, if it gets to be too much, she knows that she's free to walk, and I will be sad if she does so. Because
But you also know that she has reasons for doing that too, and that's actually a very, very honorable thing, Doc. I have to say.
Kadunt's good people. I like her. She's insightful sometimes.
Well, look, I'm just saying this, Merc, and I'm not using your name change in this. I'm just saying this, like, Kadunt has jumped in my ass, and it's the same with Doc, same with Pinoid, and a few other people I don't remember that night with, but they jumped in my ass, and I'm very much a person as an iron sharpens iron. They jumped my ass because I deserved it, and I'm very cool with that.
well, I mean, this is a show where if you're gonna call somebody out, it's not to start a fight. It's more to show what's going on, or the opinion or the angle that they're seeing it from. And I think most of the people who come on do have respect for everybody else that's on the panel. And
God, I'd hope so.
And you know, I don't want anybody getting incredibly shitty with anyone unless they're saying, you know, here, this is a problem, and this is my suggestion for a solution.
Well, that's the thing with me, Doc. Like, here's the thing: you can say anything you want about me, I won't get shitty about it because I have the ability to turn off my phone and my internet access, and then walk away from it. And then, like literally said
I
earlier,
wish it was
like,
that easy. My God.
put on my work boots and go to my job. That's how I see that shit. Now, as I explained, like, say people who has jumped in my ass, and there is no doubt in my mind that people like have a reason to jump in my ass. And I don't even try to be mean, but like that's cool with me. You jump in my ass. It's an iron sharpens iron situation. I get that. I understand that.
Well,
Like, I had a night I don't remember, and I don't remember it, so I can't say much about it. Where I had multiple people jump my ass about my habits, and I get that, and I appreciate that because that shows that folks are willing to jump my ass and tell me to do better.
well, and that's the thing. I mean, we've had a couple of real fucking dumpster fires. Um, some real shit shows, but the whole reason about the shit show was just somebody had a beef and they just wanted to shit all over somebody else. What does that do? Does that get us any farther down the road? I know it's cathartic, but
Yeah, but this ain't internet blood sports.
yeah.
IBS is lame and gay.
Yeah,
Especially when I
that,
found
that
out
died
most
a while back.
IBS is scripted like wrestling.
No, it really wasn't. Looking on the inside, no, it really fucking wasn't.
I have had contrary points of view to that, and like I admit some of that might have been real, but a lot of it was I still put down as lame and gay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I
Yeah.
got kind of a beef right now, but I just don't even give a shit about it anymore. Like, I just want my problems and issues resolved.
yeah, I mean,
So,
because I was there when IBS started, and it was a bunch of guys going around busting each other's balls, but they had respect for that person walking in, and
yep.
it got to the point where they would bring people in just to tear them down.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah,
Dog, like
once
I gotta
people
say,
started
like,
losing respect, that's when IBS went down, man. When people
like
started
okay,
losing
dog,
respect for each other, man.
dog. What I gotta say, like, okay, take for example, after the stream is over, and they're talking to each other like normal fucking people, right? Can you say that was really big of a beef?
Nah, man, that wasn't how it always went
Yeah,
down. That's not how it always went down
yeah.
at all. Because some of these people just brought out the knives after the show, stabbed each other in the back. It was,
Dude,
it was
I've heard
pathetic.
that in like background conversation and not saying much, but like at the same time, I've seen like it go the opposite way, where like they're just fucking feuding for viewers and shit like
Well,
that.
Oh yeah,
like when it initially started, like AP was a big part of it. But I mean, if you
yeah.
ever talk to Johnny Mac off air, he's incredibly chill, and I'll give away Pinoid's gimmick too. He is as
John
well.
John. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to dox, but John McIntyre is a very chill dude.
He is a very chill dude. I enjoy him.
Yeah,
Yes, I've
Pino's
talked to him.
Tom Pinoid. He's a really decent dude.
Dude, Tom has saved me from doing stupid shit.
Tom
Just
has
on my
helped
own.
talk me through some stupid shit.
Yeah, Tom is dummy. He saved me from doing some stupid shit, and Tom is a very good dude.
well,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, and Ghastly's cooler than shit too. Um, I'm sad that the split had to happen, but I am
Irreconcilable
yeah,
differences, man. They fucking
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, the splits happen, but like here's the thing: I know some like lifetime friends, and like he's brought they are lifetime friends, and I don't want I'm trying not to talk about drama, god damn it, or shit like that. I'm sorry, Doc. I'm not want to bring this in the stream, but I know some of my lifetime friends, and I have lifetime friends. They might be pissed at me for like a period, but they always come back to tell me that I'm hey Ed, get your shit together and not be a fuck up. And then I do that.
Well, it doesn't matter where you go. There's always going to be drama. There's always going to be drama cropping up.
Yeah, and
True. Stuff always happens.
Stuff
well,
always fucking happens,
and I'm
dude.
completely okay
True.
with two friends busting balls because that's how I grew up. You know, you get in the circle, you do the your mama slams on people.
Yep.
That shit
True.
just happens.
True. Like, take for example, I'm like, I hate to admit this, but I'm an older millennium, right? And as an older millennium, I laugh at the younger millenniums now, and I try to build them up to where they can handle shit and like get shit done. Here's the thing, like I said this in chat before, I'll say this in chat I go into. Talk as much shit as you want about me. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean
Like,
the fucks
especially-
I give are zero. That's why the
Yeah.
chat turns into the Wild West. Like I was saying last night, the chat was filled with a Viable Ninja and Punish Dad just shitting on me and trying different angles, trying to bait me and all this. And
See, no, I wonder about
Who
that.
cares?
I
Fuck
really
'em.
do wonder about that because I seen that tweet, the no context tweet that turned into a fucking mayhem. It did. It turned into a fucking mayhem. And I'm like, here's the thing: if any one of you guys in Doc's chat right now hates me enough to do that, de-rich me and support Doc. I do not give a fuck. Because when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna put on my boots and I'm going to work.
See, I don't know
Doing
you
shit
well
in
enough
real
to,
life.
I don't know you well enough to understand what you're going through. Like, it just you sound like you got a lot of haters, but like,
Yeah, I really don't, but I kind of do. It depends on where I go. Like, take for
Yeah.
example, like I go in Cog's chat. Cog might like me, but he has people in that chat that fucking hates me, and that's cool with me because like this is just the internet. It's just the fucking
wasn't
internet.
wasn't
It
Yue
really is.
part of his crew for a while?
I don't know who Yue is. I spoke with him
Yes,
2 nights ago.
yes.
They had a
UA's
falling out.
But I heard he bounces
UA's
around. I don't know.
alright,
Does he bounce
but-
around? Because I swear I heard him in Ralph's section, then I heard him in.
Dude, I
fucking-
can tell the truth about UA, and I'm not being mean towards UA because UA's all right on the most. If you're polite with him, he's polite back. If you like, take for example, I think his Cog shit, and I told Cog this shit too. I think it's a fucking waste of time. Why are you going after a guy who has like 7 or 8 viewers at most every stream? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Especially over a game of fucking car soccer. And that's what it is. I forget the name of the call. It's like
Rocket
someone here
League.
please enlighten me. Someone here please enlighten me. What that game is actually called.
Rocket League.
Rocket League, yes. It's car soccer. Alright, over a game of fucking car soccer. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't care who gets pissed at me because I have a dude named Stretch who goes at me plenty of times. And I'll still say my point. I don't care. Because I'm not the guy who cares. I don't care.
And Hakira in the chat is like, AP and Gasly don't want to work together anymore. Yeah, it's the end of it. As a matter of fact, for Doctor on Call, I interviewed both Gasly and AP at the time, and they were goddamn professional about everything. And this was right in the middle of the split when I interviewed them. And the first thing I said to both of them is like, listen, I don't want to talk about the split. Unless you want to talk about it, I think that's the end of a chapter in your life. So let's go ahead and talk about the shit you're going to do or what you're doing now.
Well, the thing about AP and Gasly is like, okay, they might be done professionally, but like I'm pretty sure they're still good friends in real life.
Yeah, they still have
I'm
a mutual respect for each other a little bit.
I'm just saying on the vice versa, and I might be wrong. I could totally be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I meant that. If it turns out I'm wrong. That's just how I am. But like, okay, they might not work professionally, but on a personal level, if one of those motherfuckers spoke up to each other They'll probably help out.
Well, the most I can say is that they don't hang out anymore.
Well, like I'm just saying this because, like, okay, I've been in the music business. I've opened up for bands and shit like that on a personal level, and I have a lead guitarist. I've always been a rhythm guitarist from him, like for like 10 years. This motherfucker spoke up to me about personal shit. I'm gonna reach out to him. But on professional shit, I'm gonna like, dude, it's your own choice.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. I'm completely content with being a tangential personality. I normally come into people's lives when there's a need, and when it's done, I mean, I don't have any problems if there's a drift away. I mean, because that shit just
There's always a drift
it's
away.
natural.
But like what I'm saying, like if you got a bro code,
Kind
you
of
got
like a
bro
fairy
code.
godmother.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, Turish, yes, like take for example, we got a bro code, right? Like take for example, I have never been the adulterous type. But if he wants to, I'm sorry, I'm rambling right now. I'm a little fucked up, but I'll probably jump off in a minute. Not to fuck up your stream anymore. But like I've had buddies I worked in a professional sense, and then I know them on a personal sense. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to associate myself so much on a professional sense because whatever fucking characteristic traits they have, and they do the same with me, whatever characteristic, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Sorry, too many syllables for me right now. I'm a little fucked up. But like, I take for example, they tell me some personal shit. That personal shit is personal shit. You know?
Yep. Keep personal shit personal.
Yep.
Just because, like, take for example, I'm a rhythm player, and I'm not bad. I'm not bad as a solo player either. I know my scales. I know shit like that. But if my former lead man, as in lead guitar, comes to me and tells me some personal shit that has nothing to do with his professional aspects, and we've actually opened up for bands in the form past. Guys, you ever seen a band called Sinfalter? I'm just saying this, sub to them, help them as a former member. Apparently really popular in Germany.
I mean, there are people that I will say many that I've come into contact with on the interwebs. I mean, the first crew that I ever hung out with, it was a pretty mixed bag. It was Joaquin Hawk, Anal Vape, Stone Mexican Guy, and Disky Fringo. Now, I do talk to them every so often, but there's only two that I really ever stay in contact with, and that's just a buddy of mine described it as friendship gravity, where you would like have a tendency to orbit one person, be around for them, you know, be helpful, but then eventually, you know, just natural gravity, you just start to drift away, and that shit happens. That shit happens every day, but it's nothing to be sad about as long as, you know, the interaction, the experience was good. You can take that as a positive and, you know, go on about your business.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say about, yeah, I'd say about 75-80% of the women that I ever went out with or got intimate with, we're still on a friendship level. We really don't talk that much, although there are a couple that still send me fucking texts like, "Hey, are you still married?" I was like, "No, go away. I have a ring on. I will text you a picture if that ring ever comes off, so then you can have your question answered." But
yeah, I'm the kind of guy that once you're in a relationship, you don't even look at anybody else.
No, you really don't. You really don't. And I'll explain this. And I was like single for 6 years straight, where like all I did was one night stands and flings, where like they never met my kids and never met my mother. But now that I got one that met my kids and met my mother, I don't want to let her go.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been. I'll admit that I'm a serial monogamist. I'm completely okay with that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't need to fucking run around and recreate all the time.
Well, actually, it's just like knowing for me in case like and I do believe in monogamy. Like without a doubt, I do believe in traditional families. I do believe in marriage. I'm actually on that sense of very right wing. I'm not again. I don't want to piss anyone off in chat, but if you don't like me, de-rich me and then punish me in chat and give Doc some goddamn money.
Yeah, dude. I used to be a fucking serial bed hopper, man. I've been with like over 28 women.
But
Fucking
then again,
A.
like, yeah, dude, it's not that hard for guys. And if you have any incels in chat, I'm saying this: if you're an incel and you're in chat, like, get you a better job, go out, and here's what you need to have.
Take
If you
care
make
of yourself.
yes, clean up
True.
somewhat decent, make eye contact with a woman, show her some confidence, and remember her goddamn name. And if you make her laugh, that's half the goddamn
Yeah.
work.
Yep.
You just grab her by the waist and go, "Hail to the king, baby."
There you go.
Groovy, fucking groovy.
I mean,
no, for real, like,
whenever I was in school, one of my little deals was I would make them laugh because I would put on this Johnny Bravo persona. You know, I'm not strong at all. Like, I'm not strong at all. But I'd come up, "Hey, baby."
like literally, it's so funny you brought that up because like that's what it takes, like half that confidence. It's
Yeah.
half that confidence.
Yep.
Hey, if you
What's
go
the
out to a
worst that
bar
they can say,
scenario,
Okay,
I'm
well,
saying go
if they
to a
say
bar
no, then I'll
scenario.
walk off.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's you go out to a bar scenario, and if you can make a woman laugh in a bar scenario, you make her almost do anything.
Yeah. And
Like,
I made myself look like a goofball, but that's half the fun.
You're like, I'm saying the incels, the strong silent type. If you want to pull that, it doesn't really work because women want to see you smile, jovial, and act like a little boy.
Well,
that's it.
women can smell desperation too.
They can. But the thing is, though, if you learn how like not to put out the sense of desperation, as in like I get laid, which I'm gonna say for most 21-year-olds, is like that's the scent you put out.
No
really
relationship
is.
is ever going to help you or fix you. What you got to do is you got to focus on yourself.
Yep.
But once you gain
Too
that
true.
confidence, exactly what Merc just said. Sorry, I didn't put your name. That was changed. But what Merc just said.
Just call me Chris, dude. Shit.
I'm trying not to be that guy. I'm trying not to dox. Even your
But don't
first
give
name.
a shit.
I seriously, I don't give a shit. Like my name is Evil Dead Ed, and my actual name is Ed.
Yay.
Well,
It's not hard to find.
I have a problem because I was around the wrestling business for quite a while, and when somebody would come up and introduce themselves, they would always introduce themselves as their gimmick. So I've got friends who've changed their gimmick 3 or 4 times, but I still call them by the original gimmick name because that's the one I learned when I first met them. And so it's hard for me to shift and switch those gears.
Yeah.
True. True.
Sorry, I got some cotton mouth going on. Good God.
Lucky bastard. Fucking, I wish I had some cotton mouth.
Well, no, it's because of the gabapentin. We finally got a script filled.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be signing off in about 20 minutes here. I've been on a sleeping pill and I'm starting to crash. I'm falling asleep in my chair.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, sir. I've been hypomanic for the past 3 fucking days. I have not been sleeping well. I've been up for like 36 hours and then get 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep and then fucking wake up and stay up.
Hey,
Mark, I
sorry
know
to
that
hear
feeling
that.
right now. Yeah, I'm
It's
really sorry to hear that because I know that feeling. Like, take for example, we haven't. Okay, this weekend, if anyone wants to check this out, I'm interviewing GM workers who are striking and who are on picket lines. I want their real opinions. I'm gonna get plenty of footage of that shit this weekend, and it's gonna be low footage because it's coming off my fucking cell phone.
Yeah,
But
that's
as a
something I want.
UAW brother, they're gonna accept me and give me the real answers. And I've
There
been
you go,
working
then.
2 jobs. I've been doing BioLife, and if you guys didn't know what BioLife is, and I have actually been striking with them, as in showing up on a volunteer basis and being with them.
Well, that seems like something ripe for documentation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I've had I don't know, Pinoy keeps something I need to record this shit. Because like yesterday we had like 5 people get arrested by the cops
Oh, yeah.
for simply standing outside of a factory and like holding
Oh,
signs.
what'd they get them for? Loitering?
Yes, in a weird sense, yes.
Welcome
it's
to
weird
the hustle,
because, like,
boys.
take for example, we're different companies, so I don't have strike pay yet. I'm still working, but like the GM guys, these guys got all 5 of them got arrested. 4 or 5 of them got arrested for being there on strike pay.
Okay.
Which is, to my knowledge, and I'm not a rep. I'm not a high IQ nigga. I'm sorry about that slur. But like, I'm not galaxy brain. I'm a wet brain. But to my knowledge, is completely under contract and completely legal.
That's ridiculous, then.
Yeah, we have pre bono lawyers popping up right now, showing up at protests with us and picketing protests with us. Talk about covering their cars that get towed. Sorry, belch.
Gotta love those union lawyers, man.
I'm just gonna say this: my union lawyer helped me go through a divorce very easily.
Yeah, I got one. I got a union lawyer. Oh my god. Man, I'm so
they're not
glad
good
I get
for
free
everything.
fucking lawyer services. Jesus Christ.
But fuck, like if you write this out in basic fucking terms, a union lawyer is great.
Oh yeah.
Especially like take for example my case, if you get a union lawyer to agree on like basic fucking terms, they're fucking awesome. All they do is stamp that shit and send it out.
Yep. Rubber stamp it. It's the best thing. It's the best thing about union lawyers, man. They're easy to talk to. They don't waste your time.
Yes, and they're gonna tell you if they can't cover shit or not.
Yep.
Which basically means in their case, they're not gonna cover like fucking 1st degree federal fucking offenses.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like if you kill someone, you're going to fucking prison. They ain't gonna help you.
Oh boy, they will help you in a lot of civil manners, though. Holy
yes,
shit!
it's exactly. If it's domestic or civil, they're there for you.
Free lawyer services through the union. God, I love fucking Kroger.
No, I don't have that.
Good night.
Oh, well.
Oh, guess
He
he hopped in.
accidentally made himself leave, I guess.
He'll be back, I'm sure. Either that or I think his phone died, maybe.
No, he could have dropped
Could
it
be.
again.
Hey.
Eddie,
But-
come back. You can blame it all on me.
Yep, there he is. Told you.
And there we go.
Alrighty.
Welcome back.
Merry Christmas.
What the
sorry
hell,
about
man?
that. I
What the
dropped
hell?
my shit again. I dropped it again.
What the hell? You need to glue that shit onto your hands.
Or at least get a
know.
lanyard or something.
Duct tape.
No, I need to put it in the tripod and just leave it there.
Well, I mean, if you're like how I am when I'm drunk, you get all fidgety and you're just kind of like, even if you put it on the tripod, you're just gonna be like, and I need to move it.
Yes, the problem with my tripod is I have a good tripod, but I had to get up and move. That's my problem.
Wow,
Like,
I'm
hey, I
actually
got-
starting to slip really pretty hard here. I think I'm gonna have to sign off, guys.
Hey, Chris, before you go, like I've watched a whole bunch of IRS, and I've seen, and I think this is the first time like you and me are actually talking.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, hey, I appreciate you. You're good people.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I could really use that kind of confidence boost
Yeah,
right now.
we like him around here.
Yeah.
All right,
Chris is good. Chris is good. Chris.
Yes, I am. Or at least I try. I try.
Everyone in
Now I'm gonna
chat,
have to
if
be the heel.
you're
You're a
not
piece
already
of
subscribed
shit.
to Merc,
hey,
fucking give him a sub. Give him a sub.
Yep.
How dare you be all nice and shit? What the fuck? Internet, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is the internet. I'm gonna be all nice and considerate. Ooh.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well, guys, I don't really have anything to shill anymore. I've deactivated fucking everything. And as far as I'm concerned, Merc is dead. So I'm just going to be rebranded to Chris.
All right. Then everyone give a sub to Chris. Show him some
Yes.
fucking love.
So,
I love you guys.
we love you too, brother.
All right, guys. Have a good evening, all right?
Take care.
You
You have a
too.
good one, man.
Deuces.
You know, just for that, I'm gonna have a shitty evening.
I always used to say in customer phone service, well, I'd like to wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and then push the mute button and go, but I'm not gonna because you were an asshole.
Yeah, you got it takes a certain breed to be on customer service calls. I'll tell you that.
Dude,
Oh,
I
yeah, it
can't
can
have
be
customer
painful.
service like as in basic jobs, as like say for like stores, right? Or I forget the proper term for that right now. But I cannot handle Karens, middle-aged women who want to bitch at me, but my privilege as I gotta sit there and smile and dance for them. Always get fired.
I've found that the best way to handle Karens is just to act completely flamboyant and gay. I'm so sorry about that, sweetheart. Let me just help you out here.
George, I've tried that, and I've had that advice before, but like apparently I have too much of a deep voice to act gay. That's what I've been told.
It wasn't me who said that, but you can always try harder.
Well, I tell you what, we're
Yes, I
getting
know.
close to the 5 o'clock hour. I think it's almost time we start doing some shilling. So let me get the shill screen up here, and we will get it rolling. Oh, by the way, good morning to Bastard Beast. Don't be nice that. Wait, he said, "Don't be nice." That got me disavowed by the Kumite. No, I'm sorry to hear that.
This is Bastard Beast. I'm sorry, Bastard.
But hey, next time if you get in early, feel free to hop in. You are actually one of Kadunt's favorites too, so take that to heart, Bastard Beast.
Hey, Bastard, there's nicer people out there. You don't have to find the preferred people to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's one of the things that people like to watch my gaming stuff on, is because I would not get mad. Like people would come into the chat trying, oh, you're a furry. I'm like, oh, whatever. It's
Bash, I like that because, say for example, I'm a drunk, and that's like on societal levels a lot worse than a furry. And I do not care about preferred lists of people I can talk to or not talk to. I don't care.
Yeah, there's only been like 2 times where I've raged out on stream, and I've even played Getting Over It, and people are like, "How do you keep your composure whenever you've been doing like the same area for like 40 minutes?" I'm just like, "Well, it's the thing. It's life. Just got to do it." And people are just, "What?" I would be raging out right now. Yeah, but I know that Eventually, I'll get up there.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm just saying,
everybody's got a hot
faster
button,
beats in
right?
chat.
You know, everybody's got like one or two things that'll really set them off, that'll really piss them off. And like people calling me names in chat and just shitting up the chat. It's like no big deal. Once again, it's all sticks and stones. So
From what I've seen, most of the
Doc,
time.
I have the same mentality. I'm sorry, Ash. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
I'll
man.
just I'll quickly say this. From what I've seen, most of the time, whenever they're doing that, they're in a Discord somewhere on like VC together to coordinate it.
yeah, that's fine.
Dude, there's 3 things that pisses me off about the internet, and there's really only 3 things that pisses me off down here. You got liars, you got doxers, and you just got your general shit talkers that have to talk shit about everyone without context. Like, here's the thing, and I'm not easily offended type of guy. Doc, I know, for example, you see me out of context. I'm not the easily offended type of guy. Like, and I admit my own fuck ups. That's just part of who I am because I'm not a narcissist. But I cannot stand people who do not accept the same criticism on themselves.
Yeah.
Like, if you fuck up, admit you fucked up.
Yeah. Damn right.
Like, the internet remembers, but we don't forget. But if you fucking own your shit, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's one thing I was trying to say to one guy that he was actually on Cog stream and they were like, "Oh, so you're a furry?" I'm like, "Dude, you could have just like." He was like, "Yeah, you know, I had this much time and." You know, I'm not gonna like mention his name or anything, but he was like, "Yeah, I had this much time on there," and I'm like, and he goes, "Well, you know, I got 4 subscribers." I go, "Dude, well, you see 4 subscribers. I see 15 that you could have had."
See, when it comes down to furries, man, like here's the thing: I don't give a shit what you do in your own bedroom.
Yeah,
but I do give a shit when it comes like what they do to other things. And I know there's a difference between the two because like I've seen the community. I watched the macro videos. I've done a little deep dive on it, and I seen there's two different factions. There's one faction trying to call out the other shit, and there's one faction trying to hide it.
Yep.
And you know what I mean when I say other shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm one of those that I'll try and like. I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, first I'll try and talk with them, but afterwards it's like, no, whatever. I'll just leave one post at one area, and whatever happens, I don't give a shit. But
it's like here's the thing: I see it, and I'll throw down the like I'll get rid of the fucking PC context and the safe talk about it. Okay, if you want to fuck adults and mascots, fucking costumes and shit, that's between adults, and that's a different thing. But you involve animals or kids or anything like that, that's a completely fucking different level of shit.
Fucks. And if I remember right, you were on the Warfox stream whenever that one of those came on, right?
You're speaking to things I do not remember.
Oh well, it was a glorious stream where he actually had one of those on.
Was that really mean and brutal?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, it sounds like me then.
It was awesome. But yeah, he had one of those on, and the fucking leaps and bounds of logic that dude was trying to make just to defend his air. He contradicted himself within like 10 minutes, like twice. And I'm like, dude, just
dude, this sounds like some SMG shit I jumped into. Was it like one of those? I'm sorry, I'm a wet brain. I don't remember everything I say or do.
Yeah, it was just one of those deals where he had like bait on there, and then he brought in some people, and every one of them was like, "Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'm just like, "Yes, fucking ring a bell if I had it." Goddamn.
All right, that sounds like one of the streams I've been on where I'm screaming about rope and chainsaws.
But like I hate that side of the whole fandom. Like I really do, and with a passion, because It's like for one thing I've learned in like doing customer service and stuff, for every one bad review that you have, for every one bad, you have to have at least 10 of them that are good.
Well, yeah, because
Well,
customers
there's
don't
something
give
I
a
say.
reaction. Normally, if you fix the problem, it's like, okay, the problem's fixed, but they'll lean more towards pissing and moaning before
Yeah,
anything else,
all the
and it can be a challenge. One of the things that I learned is within like 5 seconds, I knew how to deal with who was ever on the other line. I figured that shit out right
Yep.
quick and proper.
Dick, I mean, I'm sorry, Doc. No, you have better skills than I do with that because I suck at customer service.
I'm
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 good,
good with it.
but they don't pay me enough. They would not pay me enough to get back
Like,
into
dude,
it.
I couldn't sell space heaters to Eskimos. That's how much I suck at fucking customer service.
I could see you just going off on one of them.
Like, here's the thing. Like, okay, people act like, take for example, I get these terms a lot, racist or fascist or etc. etc. I get those terms a lot, and I'm really not, because I really judge everyone based on the individual. Like, I don't give a shit what you do in the bedrooms. I don't
Yeah.
care, as long as it amongst adults who agree on these things before it happens.
Yeah.
Like, no. I get this shit a lot, and I'm just gonna say this. I come from Atlanta corn, which, if you have the idea what Atlanta corn means, you have an idea where I'm at.
Oh yeah,
How
I'm
I grew up.
over in Arkansas, so I completely get. We got
Dude,
dirt roads for days.
we have a lot of corn, and we have a football team where our quarterback just fucking retired.
Yeah.
Not actually be in the league for that very long because he gets hit very hard and has a lot of injuries.
Yeah. I mean, a stutter step, or is it gonna like?
Yeah, it'll
some-
basically just pick up later.
Okay.
Are we off stream
No, we're
right
back.
now?
Oh, it usually
Sure.
takes a few seconds.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, let's go ahead and let's run our shills, shall we? Yeah, let's go ahead and start at the top. Ed, shill away.
Well, I do not have any YouTube comments yet, or YouTube shit like that. But I will be posting videos since I am a proud union member, and these people will talk to me. If you guys want to see real GM opinions about their strike and further, check out my channel. Now, if you're not on my Twitter yet and you want to see me shit post and just say stupid shit, come check me out. Besides that, sub to every motherfucker in this chat, in this panel right now, for their Twitters, social media, and YouTube accounts. If not, you're a flaming faggot.
And that's better than being a pedo faggot, from what I've been told.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Next up is Turish.
Alrighty. I'm Turish. I do computers, sometimes in Chinese. Actually, I don't really have much content. But tune into the next Insomnia Ramble stream where you get to see if Kadunt calls me a whore or not.
She promised when she comes back that she would.
Turish is better than my nickname, so.
Yeah, Turish is an old nickname of mine.
I get Evil Drunk Ed from Cadunt a lot, so I'm cool. You guys better than my nickname.
Well, hey, you know,
I don't know. I asked her to call me a whore. I don't have a special Cadunt nickname yet.
Yeah, it can take a while, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a nickname either, but I guess Doc stands. So Vash, can you go ahead and finish this up for us?
Yeah, I'm Vash Lancet, the Token Dargan, and I play video games. I'm also on various other people's live streams and stuff. But the main one that I'm like, you can find my channel just searching the name that comes up here. But one person that I would like to give a shout out to, and that's because they're terribly undersubbed.
We are all tripping over our tongues tonight.
Yeah. Is Gator and put that in the chat.
Gator Gaming?
They're good people. Yeah, they're awesome people, and I like to go onto their live streams and comment on the news. They do news articles and stuff.
We need to have a talk after the stream ends.
Gator and Frog.
All right.
I will sub up to them now, and I will listen to them later. Now that I have them subbed.
Yeah, I'm not subbed to that one. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, from what I've seen and my interactions with them, I don't know. Like, I don't really pay attention to people. Backlog of shit. I don't care. But from my interactions, they seem like really decent people. So
I just recently reconnected with a buddy, and he's an awesome artist. And I'm like, well, here, if you're up, here's a link. Stop by. Let's go ahead and shoot the shit. He sent me his link to his YouTube that's been up for about a year or so. There's no subs to it. So I actually got to be the first sub.
Oh, that feels good.
It does, and he's great. I'm like, I'm already working him now. I'm like, if you got time, you could do an avatar of me. And he took a look. He's like, God, that's easy. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm from Missouri. Show me.
Oh, you quote Josie Wells. I like that.
But yeah, it's there are some amazing people out there, and if
Doc, if I gotta ask questions since you said that, if I commission some art, if you saving a blonde chick from rape, I'm doing that.
you should always try to save people from rape, unless you're play acting.
Yes, but this is like, since you especially said Missouri, if I'm imagining like Josie Wells, but in Doc out form saving a little blonde chick from rape after she's high behind a piano.
Okay. I think I'm ready to run my show. Of course, Kadunt's Twitter and YouTube are down there. Please feel free to sub and follow. She is the heart of the show. They made me the brains of the show. That was a mistake, but we know definitively that she is the heart of the show. I do have my Twitter down there. I only did one no context tweet tonight for Goofy Gophers. But since I've been shadow banned, and if you're looking to see what the milieu, the vast cornucopia of weird shit that ends up in my feed, right there's my link. Also, congratulations to Turish for completing day 7. And that means 3 more days. If he can hold on to the belt, he will become the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And I'm kind of excited to see if it happens. I already have a graphic waiting for it. So,
Ooh.
Yeah, I plan ahead, and I have a shitload of time on my hands. So, made something fun. I do have a Patreon as well. If you throw money there, that's for my liquor budget. So I don't consider people who donate there as patrons. I consider you enablers, and I thank you for that. And let's go ahead and get the drink in. And even though Gulf City Outlaw isn't here, let's all go.
let's all go ahead and take a toast and a small drink. I got some Bird Dog Black Cherry here.
I'll light a cigarette. I'm out of everything right now, but I'll light a fucking cigarette.
Yeah. Wifey had a rough day at work and drank the last of my vanilla vodka. So, and she mixed it with root beer. Okay, here, before we get off air, the thing I was looking at, because we went and got Fagos, because they're like, $1 for what is it, a
2 liter?
Well, like a
3 liter?
28-ouncer.
Don't mention Fago. You're going to something trippy.
But I got the thought that the next time that we have the money for it, I'm going to do a Fago mix. I'm going to mix their root beer and their black cherry together.
Oh,
that
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually, it does sound good. It does sound good.
I've always been a root beer fan, and we've got like one of those throwback hot dog stands to where you can you pull up and park under a tin roof.
Oh yeah, you got a Cardi hot dog stand?
Actually, it's an actual A&W root beer stand.
Oh God!
Awesome.
Really?
That take me back to James Dean Fest.
Oh yeah,
shit.
it's I even have the shirt somewhere that says I got mugged at the root beer stand. But good God, man, chili dogs and their root beer floats.
Oh my fucked up genetics is telling me all about those shirts.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty awesome. When I was helping to raise somebody else's kids, I was like, we got to go to the root beer stand, and they went to the root beer stand, and I bought them all shirts, and it's so funny.
Dog, do you have A&W
yeah,
there?
yeah, we've got.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Yeah, but A&W's, I forget, it's mixed with like one other store. They combined two stores, two restaurants.
But like that store, there's root beers. Like you buy that gallon root beer, it makes you more thirsty after you drink it.
Oh man, their root beer is just literally the shit. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's mixed with a KFC. So
A&W, really?
Yeah.
KFC?
Weird.
I know that. I'm surprised. I'm mystified right now.
That's very strange because a few blocks down from my place, there's an A&W, but next to that there's a KFC mixed with a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So here's the thing about like KFC and Taco Bell. Okay, you go to KFC, they always have Mexicans working. But you go to Taco Bell, they always have black people working. I'm scared they're gonna eat the fucking food.
Hey, if they're eating the food, then that means that it's good. It's decent food. Like if I'm wanting to get like Chinese food, one of the things I'll do is I'll scope out the area, and if I see Asians, it sounds like kind of racist, but if I see Asians eating there, I'm gonna fucking eat there. If I don't see like at least one Asian family in that restaurant, I'm gonna avoid it.
So, I base it on the days that take off. Like, take for example,
I will.
Here, all like the real Chinese places that take.
I'll go ahead and
off.
I'll go ahead and post
open.
a picture of the current root beer stand. They are getting ready to close down, but when they open the season for the first day, it's 99-cent root beers all day.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
But yeah, there's a picture of it. It's a damn tradition.
Dog, I can't check it out right now because you just sort of kicks me every time I open up another app on my phone. But I hear 99 root beer and I hear hot dogs and corny sauce, and I'm fully erect.
They make
Don't fall on
they
it.
make good chili dogs.
You had my attention.
There's also this weird place called Voltzi's. It's right next to the GM plant, so it used to just service. Here I'll put a pic.
So it makes cash. It makes
But
cash.
but what they'll do is you know the regular square take home box that's like 8x10 or 10x10.
Yeah.
What they'll do is they'll make like White Castle style hamburgers.
Oh
and they
God.
put it in a sheet with a sheet of buns. They'll put the pickles, they'll put the onions and whatever else that you want on it, and they kind of cut it, separate it like a pizza. So you've got a whole box that's just filled with like little White Castle burgers.
No, dog, I'm not too far from you in state-wise, and you're bringing out my full Midwest right now.
I hate that. There ain't nothing. There's a lot wrong with Ohio, but there's a few things that are right.
So you're bringing out my full Midwest right now, every sense of the word.
Oh yeah, it has been the shit forever.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, not to completely dox myself, but I am full on corn dogs, and electrocuting gay people right now.
Corn dogs is pretty good.
I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of
Or the sausage, like if you get sausage and you get like pancake mix and make that into like a corn dog concoction.
Oh, here.
Oh my god! Like I worked carny. My family had a carny fucking cart. I hate to admit this, but we used to be carnies, and like
there is no shame in that. That is good money, and I honestly would love to have my own.
By the way, here's a picture.
People from the Midwest.
My last, I swear. Here's a no context tweet at like the hamburger setup that I was telling you about at Voltzi's.
Oh God, I'm already on Twitter. I'm gonna go ahead.
Alright, Doc, I'm not kicked yet. I'm checking it out because some reason your Discord likes to kick me.
I don't know, man. That shit happens all the time, and I can't understand or tell you why. Because I'm not a tech boy.
I'm thinking it's just because Discord is cancer.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's. I mean, the hamburger is like loosely made, and they can throw cheese on it, and they can throw bacon on it, and you know. And good God, love them. I like
a bit of a sloppy Joe.
It's like White Castle done better.
Yeah, those look delicious. Those look
I
fucking
made
delicious.
these for my family at like James Dean Fest and shit, and people eat this shit the fuck up.
And the fries, I gotta say, the fries, I don't completely agree with them. I don't like crinkle cut too much. But if you put the right seasoned salt, if you put the right seasoned salt on it, then crinkle cut's fucking amazing. Especially when
I'm seeing this picture right here, and this is exactly how it goes. Like you have this guy munching down his food, and he got his woman to come over here too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting it to go, you know, they put it in a to-go box and pack it in there. But if you're there to sit down and eat, and because, you know, GM, even when GM went out of business, they still had the bus plant, and a lot of the business closed down. But then the Chinese came in and took over the GM thing. I know because I tried to get in there before they cleaned everything up, because I wanted to see if I could get some Fordite from them. Which Fordite is just layers and layers and layers of paint that form in the paint shop, and people like cut chunks of it, and some people make it into jewelry.
I have one question: is this a picture of the new chipmunks?
Those are the Goofy Gophers. But like here, I'll show you.
What the fuck is
I'll show you a
that?
picture of a Fordite, because some of the shit that comes out is fucking amazing. I do have Fordite, but I got it from a guy who scavenged it from one of the Detroit plants. But yeah, Fordite is pretty fucking cool. It's pretty trippy. Okay.
I'm telling you, anyone guys want to make money, like go to any UAW shop and open up a taco truck or any truck that makes fast food quick, and you guys are making money.
Oh, I like what I want to do is have like a stand, but have it to where, like, the moment that I open up, it's like there's a few of the orders that are like about to be right off the grill, but to where it's like just constant. because I can do that. I just need to get a surf safe, but I don't have the money for it yet.
You don't even have to do that. Like, take for example, in my shop right now, I'm UAW. I'm part of the same union as the guys striking right now. It doesn't hit us because it's a different company, but I'm part of the same union. And like, I know dudes that come in every day. Take for example, they have a Hispanic wife that makes like tacos, almost rancid meat. You know what I'm talking about? Like right at the expiration date, types meat, chicken, beef, it doesn't matter, shredded, etc., etc. But like every once a week, they make a few $100 fucking selling fucking tacos or burritos.
Also, if you add a shaved ice, like especially during like summer sun type of heat, shaved ice, you can make bank off of shaved ice because you're getting it like 10 cents and you're getting like $800-900 off of it.
Yes, that's why like the local fucking hacienda has like fucking $1 fucking margarita drinks right down the street from us.
Yeah.
They really do. Like payday, like our payday, they have like $1. They have $1 tequila shots and shit, just right down the street from us at lunchtime.
And with that, I will say, for the finest in bootleg medical merchandise, look no further than Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store. That's right, Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store, now featuring Insomnia Ramble Stream merchandise. So stop by Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store and buy something. Damn it. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody who was on the stream this evening, which includes Samaj, Magog of Morskar, Vash Lancet, Turish, Evil Dead Ed, and Chris the Merc. There, I'm trying to make the transition. But of course, that's only half of the fun for this stream. The other half are you in the chat. You help to make it lively. Some people shit it up occasionally, but that's still entertaining. And we appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully, one day, if you get the will, jump on over to the Discord, and we'll get you on the stream, and maybe even make you monkey ass famous on the overnight internets. So, for my mystical, magical, malevolent, magnificent, kind of melancholy co-host Kadunt, and myself, Doc Griffin, thanks everybody for coming out. And if you would please do me one simple favor, leave the money on the dresser. Bye.